Live from Eldridge Park here in Orleans, Massachusetts. Gorgeous Saturday night for baseball as we enter the home stretch in this 2021 summer in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The Orleans Firebirds begin a three-game homestand as they face off against the Wareham Gatemen for the final time this season on the Birds Broadcast Network. And hi again, everybody. Gareth Kwok alongside my partner Carlo Jimenez and our sideline reporter Noah Searson. Well, Orleans fell in a tough one yesterday at Bourne for the second time this season. They played competitively against the best team on the Cape in the Bourne Braves. However, even after an hour and a half rain delay where there was thunder, we had a little bit of light rain, and it ended up being a 5-hour broadcast. We started the game at 6 p.m. and didn't finish until 11 p.m. Orleans wasn't able to come out with the victory. There was a back-and-forth contest. The Firebirds able to go ahead 2-1 late in the game. Braves evened it up 2-2. Orleans, though, able to tie the game in the ninth. Had a 3-3 tie. Chance for Orleans to secure its second tie against the Braves, but the best team on the Cape proved why they are the best team and eventually won on a walk-off single from Peter Burns. Now tonight they begin a three-game homestand, 7 of the next 11 at home, and still 4 games behind the Harwich Mariners for that coveted second-place spot in the Eastern Division, hoping to secure a berth in the Cape League playoffs. But for more now on this matchup, let's send it now over to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, with our Early Bird pregame show. Noah?
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. So welcome inside another edition of the Early Bird pregame show. Noah Searson alongside me. I got my great friend, roommate, and reporter extraordinaire, Cole Bradley. Cole, we got a big game tonight, especially considering it was a heartbreaking loss against a fellow Western Division foe of the Wareham Gatemen Bourne Braves last night. A game in which the Firebirds actually played very well. 12 hits on the board in that one, and you also got some great pitching. So when you're thinking about that matchup, Cole, although you got the loss, it seems like another game in which the Firebirds actually played well, just on the wrong side of a hard-fought game by both sides.
100%. The Bourne Braves and the Orleans Firebirds season series has been defined by really good pitching. It's been defined by really good defense and timely hitting, and we got a lot of that last night as well. We had the hour-long rain delay, which you normally would think throws things out of whack, and both offenses came out firing and did a really nice job. It was interesting and played all the way down to the end, but the Bourne Braves proved why they're probably the better team and that they're the best team on the Cape and that they're tough to put away.
Yeah, anytime you take the best team on the Cape at home to the bottom of the ninth, definitely not too shabby of an outing for the Orleans Firebirds. But at this point in the season, if they want to make a push towards the playoffs, they got to win games. That's what's got to happen at this point. That starts tonight against the Wareham Gatemen. The offense gets a little bit of a bolster tonight. Jack Bolger returns after just over a week ago, had that scary collision with Jared McKenzie. Banged up his leg a little bit, but he's good to go. He's in left field, and we haven't necessarily seen a lot of him yet because he only played a couple games before he got injured, Cole. But if we see the Jack Bolger that we saw during the college season at Vandy, his bat in the lineup, the power, it could definitely be a very good thing for the Firebirds and give them a lot more looks in the bottom half of the lineup.
100%. And he was a guy for a period of time in the Vanderbilt order. He was right in the middle of that order, getting hits, hitting for power. And we saw him in batting practice today. It looked like the ball was jumping off his bat. He looks really good to go. And this is going to be a huge bolster for them. I think it's really going to help push them in the right direction offensively, maybe spark plug things a little bit perhaps. So look for him to really try and, play a huge factor in tonight's game and in a possible win.
For sure. And on the Wareham side, they got Air Force right-handed pitcher Paul Skeens, who I talked to Garrett Gilmet about him before the game. They're actually high school teammates a bit, traveling in baseball. He said, he was pretty good, 6 foot, 6'1", and then freshman year in college, 4-inch growth spurt. Dude throws absolute cheddar, 96 miles per hour on that fastball. Two-way guy, he actually hits too. He's not in the lineup tonight, but definitely not going to be an easy night at the plate for Firebirds, Cole.
100%. There's a reason why this guy was a part of Team USA for almost a month. I mean, he can throw gas. He can hit really hard at the plate. He's an absolute stud, and I think it's going to be really tough for these Firebirds bats to get going early on, but that's why guys like Bolger are back in the lineup to sort of help, get an aggressive push and sort of get out to an early lead if at all possible. But he's going to be very, very hard to time up. Fastball in the high 90s, nasty slider. It's going to be really fun to watch and see how this Orleans team sort of hits him and does well against him.
Well, and for the Firebirds, they got one of their best guys on the mound, Max Rajic. So for all you pitching buffs out there, stay tuned to this one. Should be a match in a game that, as much as the Firebirds need it, so does Wareham in that Western Division. Besides Bourne, they're not that far ahead of the rest of the competition, Katuitt, Falmouth. So both teams definitely need this win when we're talking about playoff considerations. So for the Firebirds, Cole, if they're going to get the win tonight at home, rebound from the tough loss against Bourne last night, what's your key to getting back on track and getting closer to 500 and potentially playoff baseball?
I'll sort of off of what I said about Skeens. It's just about getting off to a fast start, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be scrappy. It's not going to be very pretty. It might be a lot of strikeouts, not a whole lot of walks, but just figuring out ways to get him on, get him over, and get him in. Just back to sort of that, sort of small ball and sort of really staunch offensive approach that they had earlier in the season that was working really well for them and was helping them win games. I think if they get back to that process, they'll do really well tonight. So sort of just jumping out to an early lead as soon as possible.
Well, and Kelly has talked about the need for the team to be able to grit out runs, really, whether that's, small ball, stealing bases. So wouldn't be surprised to see that tonight. For my key, I'm going to take it over to the defensive, or rather pitching side, in Max Rajic. He's had great outings all season long, but when you look at what's available tonight, the Firebirds expended a lot of their bullpen power last night between Jack Philby, Zach Morris, and Nick Wallerstad. So I think if the Firebirds are going to have a good shot tonight, you need to get at least 4 out of Rajic. He was an All-American at UCLA, but he was their closer, still being stretched out, kind of getting used to that starter role, but he's been pretty good in it. So when you're looking at a guy who's probably sitting around a 65 pitch limit tonight, you'd love to get 5, but you have to get at least 4 because I don't think the bullpen can handle going, 6 innings tonight just with the depth that's out there. So get at least 4 out of Rajic, and you're in good shape. So for Cole, grit out the runs. For myself, got to get 4 out of Rajic. Those are our keys to tonight's game. And if the Firebirds are able to do both of those, they'll have a pretty good shot at victory. But that's all we got here on the Early Bird pregame show for today. So alongside Cole Bradley, I'm Noah Sears, and sending it back to the booth for Anthem and then first pitch at 7. Guys, take it away.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Back here in the broadcast table. We're positioned off towards the right-handed batter's box. The Earthquake alongside Carlo Jimenez, and the Firebirds are out in front of the dugout right now in their white uniforms with the red vests and the red numbers and letters. And the starting lineups have been announced, and we're just waiting for the Firebirds to take the field in just a second here. And I'll bring in Carlo Jimenez just for the moment, but Firebirds, it's sort of a make or break sort of home stretch that they have here these next 2 weeks. 7 of the next 11 are at home beginning tonight. It's a team that obviously does much better at home than on the road, as a matter of fact. Firebirds are 6-3-3 at home, and this is where they're going to have to, if they want to make the playoffs and catch up to Harwich, certainly they're going to need some help from teams that are playing against Harwich and certainly against teams against YD that are in third place. But Firebirds have to take control of the games in front of them, and this starts with tonight.
Yeah, if you're Orleans, you got to take advantage of every opportunity. You're talking about a team that's hitting .213 with runners in scoring position. That's just not going to cut it down the stretch. The best offense for average, but unable to capitalize on all these opportunities, Gareth. Firebirds need to bring runners home against Wareham today.
All right, let's now listen into tonight's national anthem. All right, nice singing of our national anthem here, and the Firebirds have now taken the field, and let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Wareham Gatemen, the 9-14 Wareham Gatemen, making their 28th game of the season, and is managed by Don Stetton. Leading off is the left-handed batter from center field, and from Georgia Tech, Tres Gonzalez. Hitting second, Tommy Troy, the DH from Stanford. He'll hit second. Hitting third, Owen Diodati, the left fielder from Alabama, who has torched the Firebirds in 3 games. He'll hit third. Cameron James, the third baseman from Mississippi State, and the rising sophomore, will hit cleanup. Kellum Clark, the rising sophomore from Mississippi State as well. He'll hit fifth and play first base. Jack Brannigan will hit sixth, the first baseman from Notre Dame. And hitting seventh, Anthony Frechette, the George Washington catcher. Hitting eighth, Cade Kern, the right fielder from The Ohio State University. And batting ninth, Jim Jarvis, the second baseman from Alabama. Defensive alignment for Orleans tonight will look like this. Jack Bolger making his first appearance since last week's collision at Wareham. He's out in left field. In center field, Chase DeLauner and Jeff Costello in right. In the infield, Luke Keishel at third. David Marcano at shortstop with Peyton Chanier at second base and Tyler Locklear at first base. Garrett Gillimet behind the plate doing the catching for tonight's starting pitcher. It's going to be the right-hander from UCLA, the rising sophomore, Max Radjic, a 6-foot, 205-pound right-hander from Fullerton, California, making his 6th start on the summer. He has a 3.3 ERA in 16 1/3 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts over 4 walks. He's been very consistent for the Birds this summer, and out for his Saturday night as Gonzalez stands in. First pitch from the right-hander is a fastball on the outside corner at 91 miles an hour. And we get things started at 6:59 p.m. local time from Orleans. Gonzalez hitting .289 with no home runs, 10 runs batted in. Swings and pops one up foul down the left field line. Keishel chasing after it, but it'll drop foul onto the left field berm. And it's 0-2 to the Georgia Tech center fielder, Tres Gonzalez. Game number 26 on the schedule for the Firebirds. 11 more to go in 2021. Hard to believe as Radjic 0-2. Fastball lined into center field and a base hit for Tres Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who's tied for the team lead in batting average for Wareham, gets things started with a base knock up the middle. And here comes now Tommy Troy out of Stanford. Troy, right-handed batter, serving as the DH tonight. He's hitting .289 with a couple of home runs, 10 runs batted in. First pitch, big curveball at the knees for a called strike. 0-1 to the rising sophomore out of Stanford, Tommy Troy. He's another one of the guys on the Wareham batting order that has had good success against Orleans. He's 4 for 9 in 2 games against the Firebirds. Takes another big curveball in there for a called strike, too. And it's 0-2 now to Troy. Wareham coming off a loss at home to Harwich yesterday. 5-2 the score as Troy on the 0-2 takes a curveball outside. 1-2. The Gatemen currently on a 2-game skid, and Wareham in the funk of themselves. Have won 2 of their last 10 as Troy pops one up. And this is going to go behind our heads and into the trees over Route 28. Remains 1-2. Owen Diodati on deck for the Gatemen. Just getting things started from Eldridge Park. Radjic turns and fires over the first. Back to first in a dive is Gonzalez, who has good speed. He has 7 stolen bags on the summer, which is second on the team. 1-2 pitch, blocked in the dirt. Runners going. Gillimet's throw over to second, too high. And the throw backed up by David Marcano, the shortstop. And so Gonzalez over to second on the wild pitch. And he's in scoring position now, and Troy with an opportunity to get Wareham on the board here in the first. Fourth and final meeting between these two ball clubs this summer. The 2-2 pitch is a soft grounder to third. Keishel charging, and it goes underneath him, and it'll go as an infield single for Tommy Troy. Rajic with a high inside fastball, and Troy just fights it off the inside part of the bat with a little dribbler down the left field side, and Keishel unable to make the play, and so there's 2 on. Runners on the corners with nobody out, and here comes Owen Diodati. Diodati, left-handed batter from Alabama, and the first pitch. Takes a fastball on the outside corner, a called strike. Umpires for tonight's game, behind the plate calling balls and strikes, is John DiGirolamo. First base umpire Joseph Hilton, and then third base umpire Mike Rabideau. Those are the umpires for tonight. 0-1. Diodati tops one foul down the right field line, and it's 0-2 quickly to the Wareham left fielder. Diodati hitting .255. He's got 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in on the summer. He's been one of the best hitters on the Cape all summer long. 0-2. Takes a high fastball for ball 1, 1-2. Diodati in a 3-way tie for the league lead in home runs, along with Chase DeLauder and Tyler Locklear, 2 Firebirds, right now for the home run crown. The 1-2. Popped up foul down the left field line, and it remains 1-2. Diodati has raked against the Firebirds in 3 games versus Orleans in 2021. He is 6 for 13 with 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. 1-2, runner goes from first. The pitch is taken, or no, to Diodati. He swung. Check swing, he went around. Troy goes over to second. Rajic gets the strikeout, and there's 1 away.
It looked like Wareham was trying to execute the hit and run, and Diodati unable to put the contact on.
So Diodati goes down swinging. Troy over to second on the stolen base. Here comes Cameron James. First pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. 0-1 to Cameron James, the rising sophomore from Mississippi State. Second-year freshman who broke out for the national champion Bulldogs as one of their main power hitters and their starting third baseman, one of their go-to RBI guys. 0-1. Curveball on the outside corner, a called strike 2. 0-2 to Cameron James. He had .264 on the spring with 12 home runs and 61 runs batted in. Second on Mississippi State in home runs, and one of 3 Bulldogs to rack up over 60 RBIs. 0-2 pitch, curveball on the outside corner, got him looking. 3 straight breaking balls against Cameron James. Max Rajic has the curveball working early, and there's 2 away as he gets back-to-back strikeouts.
2 huge strikeouts after a pair of singles, and now Rajic has an opportunity to get out of this inning with a 0 still on the scoreboard. And for Wareham, this has been the tale of the tape. Yesterday's loss, they left 10 base runners on. The loss before that against Hyannis, 7 were left on base. Can Rajic continue that trend?
Here's Kellum Clark. First pitch popped up in the shallow center field. DeLauder coming in. He says he has it, and he makes the running catch. And the side is retired. Wareham, they get their first 2 guys to reach on base hits. But 2 strikeouts and then a pop out to center. And the Gatemen are left off the scoreboard. No score here after the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com, mention the Cape Cod Baseball League, and get your first treatment for only $29. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
All right, thanks so much for that. Mr. Jimenez, and it's now time to introduce the starting lineup for the Orleans Firebirds and for manager Kelly Nicholson. Leading off will be Peyton Chanier back in the leadoff spot. The second baseman from Ole Miss hitting second, Luke Keischel, who right now is the hottest hitter in the Firebirds lineup. The third baseman from the University of San Francisco will hit second. Hitting third, Chase DeLauder, the power bat from James Madison, playing center field. Hitting fourth, Tyler Locklear, the first baseman from Virginia Commonwealth University. He'll hit fourth. Hitting fifth, Jeff Costello, the right fielder from Northeastern. Hitting sixth, Corey Acton, the DH and the future Georgia Bulldog. Hitting seventh, Jack Bolger back in the starting lineup after missing the last 6 games due to a leg injury and due to a collision that he suffered against Wareham with his teammate Jared McKenzie going after a fly ball. He'll play left and hit seventh. Garrett Guillemette, the catcher from USC, will hit eighth. And batting ninth, David Marcano, the shortstop from NJIT. Defensive alignment for Wareham tonight, Owen Diodati in left field, Tres Gonzalez in center, Cade Kern in right, with Cameron James at third base, Jack Brannigan at shortstop, Jim Jarvis at second, and Kellum Clark at first, and Anthony Frechette behind the plate doing the catching for tonight's starting pitcher. And tonight it's going to be the rising sophomore from Air Force, Paul Skeens, the 6'6", 245-pound right-hander from Lake Forest, California. Skeens was reactivated onto the roster on Wednesday after his 3-week stint with the Team USA Collegiate National Team. Only the 5th Falcon all-time to play for Team USA, the first since 1980. And the first offering to Peyton Chanier catches the outside corner with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. So Paul Skeens making his first appearance since he faced Orleans back on June 29th, where he pitched a scoreless inning and struck out the side. Chanier on the 0-1 bounces one foul down the left field line, and it's 0-2.
From Skeens, you're going to see a fastball that tops out at 98 miles an hour. 94, 98 is where it sits. Slider, changeup are his breaking balls. Those will be 78 to 81 and 80 to 83. So a 3-pitch mix from Skeens.
And from the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Chanier takes fastball outside for ball 1, 1-2. Paul Skeens, who doesn't just only pitch, he's also a fantastic hitter. Earned Mountain West Freshman of the Year honors and was a first-team All-American. The 1-2. Chanier swinging a foul tip into the glove of Frechette. And there's out number 1, an opening strikeout for the right-hander from Air Force, Paul Skeens. So here's Luke Keischel now. Keischel, or Keish as his teammates like to call him, off to a fantastic start here on the Cape. He's hitting .410 with 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. First pitch is fouled down the right field line, out of play, and it's 0-1. Nice play out in right field on the hill. And a good crowd on this Saturday night here at Eldridge Park. No wind right now on that right center field flagpole, and it's 75 degrees with a slight breeze as Keischel breaks his bat and bloops one into shallow center field for a base hit. Luke Keischel, who came into this game on a 7-game hitting streak, and with that swing of the bat, make it 8 games in a row for the third baseman from the University of San Francisco, and he's at first with 1 away.
Just continues to impress night in and night out. On to talk about 2 really good games his last 2 times out, 6 RBIs, and then a 4-hit game last night.
Here's Chase DeLauder, left-handed batter from James Madison. First pitch is a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Luke Keischel, who in the last 5 games was hitting .571, 12 hits and 21 at-bats. I mean, that is just incredible with 9 runs batted in. The 1-0. DeLauder takes outside, 2-0. So right now, Chanier and Keischel becoming a very formidable 1-2 punch in the order. And then you have the big boys in DeLauder and Locklear hitting 3 and 4. One of the best top 4 in the lineup. DeLauder on the 2-0, takes a fastball on the inside for a called strike, 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 of the home run leaders and 2 of the RBI leaders hitting 3 and 4. And Chatney and Keishel, two of the best hitters in the Cape for average.
Skeens at the belt. Long pause, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good changeup from Skeens, and it's now 2-2. Lawther hitting .292. He's got 7 homers, 15 runs batted in. Tied for the league lead in homers with his fellow teammate Tyler Locklear and Owen Diodati, who's out in left field for Wareham. 2-2. Skeens with a long hold. Now comes home. And the pitch misses outside with the fastball. And the count goes full 3-2. Shadows have engulfed most of this infield here at Eldridge Park, as well as right field as well. Sun beginning to set slowly along the middle school as the runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Here's a throw down the second. In time, they get Keishel. Strike him out, throw him out as Frechette throws out. Keishel trying to take second, and the side is retired. Skeens faces through the minimum and gives up 1 hit. As we head to the second, no score between Wareham and Orleans when we return here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Gareth Kwok, Carlo Jimenez, Noah Searson, our sideline reporter. Glad you can join us here on this Saturday night here on the Cape in this interdivision matchup. Fourth and final time, Orleans and Wareham faces off. Jack Brannigan out of Notre Dame takes a first pitch changeup low from Max Rajic, and it's ball 1. Paul Skeens gets 2 strikeouts and gets a strike him out, throw him out to end the bottom of the first. 1-0 misses low and away. 2-0 to Brannigan. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Brannigan, Frechette, and Kern dude up against Rajic. We did have to face 5 hitters in the top of the first from the line. 2-0, and a line drive from Brannigan right at the second baseman, Chanier. And to his left, he makes the catch and spears the line drive for the first out. So here's Frechette now, right-handed batter from George Washington University. He was the starting catcher for the Colonials this past spring and contributed modestly on offense, but was more impactful behind the plate. He's a great defensive catcher. Hit .260 with a home run, 19 runs batted in the regular season as he takes a curveball in the outside corner for a called strike. Frechette on the summer with Wareham. He has 4 hits and 17 at-bats with 3 runs batted in. A 1 pitch, chopped over to second. Chanier charges, throws on the run, in time, out number 2. Max Rajic's last start was last Sunday versus YD here at home. He pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. It was a much improved start from his other start a week ago, as Cade Kern takes a pitch outside for ball 1. It was a good bounce-back start after his prior start at YD on July 11th. Fastball inside, 2-0 to Kern. has not gone longer than 4 1/3 this summer. We'll see if he goes maybe 5 tonight as Kern takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike one. 2-1 to the right fielder from Ohio State. Hitting just 192 on the summer with 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. Kern swings and fouls one back to the screen on the 2-1. It's now 2-2. Rajic has told us before that he was mostly just a 2-pitch guy, and he was working to develop a curveball as his 3rd pitch this summer, and boy, it's become one of his best pitches when it's on. 2-2, there's the curveball, and it's at the knees for a called strike 3. 3 Ks for Rajic, and after 2, we go to the bottom of the second. 1-2-3, second inning thrown by the UCLA right-hander. Still no score as we enter the home half of the second inning.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Bottom 2 here from Eldridge Park. Tyler Locklear, Jeff Costello, and Corey Acton, the 4, 5, and 6 batters dewed up against Paul Skeens, the right-hander from the U.S. Air Force Academy. Fresh off a couple of weeks down at Cary, North Carolina at the USA Baseball Complex and headquarters, spending the summer with the best collegiate players in the country as Locklear skies one deep to right field. Back is the right fielder, Kern, and it is gone! Move over Owen Diodati and Chase DeLauder. Tyler Locklear now with the league lead in home runs, his 8th of the summer. And it gives Orleans a 1-0 lead here in the second.
Locklear just slices one over the right field fence. I mean, didn't get all of that baseball, just enough to get out of here.
Costello takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Not much wind tonight, and Locklear extended out for that one, goes opposite field. 0-1 to Costello is a slider outside for ball 1. Tyler Locklear, who has been on a roll these last 5 games for the Firebirds. 1-1. Swinging a pop-up foul, and they'll go out of play. The VCU first baseman and the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year now has 4 home runs in his last 6 games. And with that home run, he now leads the league in homers and in RBIs. He has sole possession in both categories as Costello takes one in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2. 8 home runs, 22 runs batted in on the summer. He has found his groove back at the plate. Costello, the northeastern right fielder, awaits the 2-2. Fastball just misses the outside corner, and it's 3-2. Firebirds jump out in front here in the second inning on a solo blast from Tyler Locklear, who drove in the first run of the ball game yesterday against Bourne. Costello pops one up foul onto the hill, and it remains full 3-2. Locklear drilled a home run off the left center field light post at Durham Park at Bourne. And tonight he opens it up again. Opens up the scoring with a solo shot to right field toward the Orleans bullpen. 3-2. Costello takes low with the fastball. And a nice at-bat from the Northeastern right fielder, Jeff Costello. And he's on first with nobody out for Corey Acton. Acton, the future Georgia Bulldog, hitting .233, 7 hits in 30 at-bats. Left-handed batter versus the right-handed throwing Skeens. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner, taken for strike one. 0-1 to Acton. Corey has a run batted in, and he also has 3 doubles. So 3 of his 7 hits have gone for extra bases. Costello with his lead at first, 0-1. And a changeup low and away for ball 1, 1-1. Jeff Costello, who does run well, he does have 13. He had 13 stolen bags in the regular season. He does not have one yet so far this summer. It's about a 2.5-step lead, 1-1. Another breaking pitch, outside, squeezes out of the mitt of the catcher Frechette. Ball 2, 2-1 to Corey Acton. Officially 2 weeks on the roster for the Firebirds since being picked up on Saturday, July 10th from the Harwich Mariners. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 91 miles an hour on the radar from Skeens, and it's 2-2. Paul Skeens, who in 18 appearances for the Falcons had a 2.7 ERA in 26 2/3 innings pitched. 9 walks over 30 strikeouts. He had 11 saves. Turns and throws over to first. Costello back to first, standing up. And we talked about also how good of a hitter he is at the plate, too. This man hit .410 with 11 homers and 43 runs batted in. And right now he's on the mound for Wareham. The 2-2. Fastball swung on and popped foul down the left field line. 2-2 again. First team All-American honors by 3 different outlets. But he has already surrendered the solo home run to Tyler Locklear to lead off the second. 1-0 Firebirds. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Costello checked on over at first. He had a bit of a shuffle in a lean, but he's back to first with a dive. So Paul Skeens, along with his Wareham teammate, Devereaux Harrison from Long Beach State, they were both activated on Wednesday. Both guys that were selected to the Team USA collegiate team roster and are back now to finish off the Cape League summer. Sean McLean also was a Team USA guy as Skeens throws, and I don't think anyone was ready, as the home plate umpire, John DiGirolamo, says and calls for time. Skeens almost tried the quick pitch there and catch everyone by surprise. It's 2-2. No pitch on that play. At the belt, the 2-2. Change up, just misses the outside. Skeens wondering where that one was, and it's 3-2. Sean McLean, the second baseman from Arizona State, was also activated back onto the roster after being selected on the Team USA last week, but he suffered an injury and he's no longer with the team. 3-2, Acton, line drive into center field. Coming on in the center fielder Gonzalez, and he slides and makes the catch. Costello has to race back to first to avoid being doubled off, and he's back to first with a slide safely. Corey Acton roped that ball into center field, but a good play by the Georgia Tech center fielder Tres Gonzalez, and there's one away.
A big first out in this inning, back-to-back full counts. The hitters from Skeens to Costello and Acton, and it looked like the first 3 batters of the inning might reach. Let's see if that settles Skeens down.
Here's Jack Bolger. First pitch to the right-handed batter is a strike at the knees. 0-1 to the Vanderbilt left fielder, making his first appearance back in the lineup since last Friday at Wareham at Spillane Field. He missed 6 games. 0-1. High fastball. Costello running, and he's in there in the second as the throw goes into center field. Jeff Costello picks up his first stolen base of the summer. And he's in scoring position now for Bulger. Jack, who had a scary collision with Jared McKenzie last Friday, while both of them were converging for a fly ball. McKenzie got a black eye, and Bulger got a sore leg, a sore knee, you could say. 1-1. Takes a slider at the knees, a called strike 2, 1-2. So he took some time off just to get some treatment from the training staff. And he's back in the lineup after a week, and it's good to see him out there. Because last Friday was his second game, I should say, with the team. 1-2. Breaks his bat and taps one in front of the mound. Skeens grabs it, tosses over to first, and it pulls the first baseman, Clark, off first, and Bulger is safe. Paul Skeens pulls Clark off first. He had plenty of time. Instead, the throw wide right, and Bulger's safe on the E1 from the Air Force pitcher. This is a Wareham team that doesn't commit many errors. They have the 3rd fewest total in the league with 23. But that one now sets up runners on the corners with 1 out for Garrett Guillemette. Costello at 3rd, Bulger at 1st, 1 away. First pitch to Garrett is a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Guillemette on the summer, hitting .209. He has 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in for the Firebirds. A 1 pitch. Takes a breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-2. Garrett with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .444. With 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. Opportunity here to tack onto that total. The 0-2. Low in the dirt, blocked by Frechette, the catcher. And it's 1-2 to the USC catcher, Guillemette. Garrett returns back into the lineup for the first time since Tuesday. 1-2. Skeens ready, deals. Swing and a miss. 91 past Guillemette with the fastball, and he's set down. Strikeout number 3 for Paul Skeens, and there's 2 away now for David Marcano. Here's Marcano now, the NJIT shortstop, with 2 hits and 19 at-bats so far this summer. He does have a home run and 2 runs batted in. First pitch is a breaking ball outside, 1-0. David Marcano hitless in his last 3 games. Back in the starting lineup at short. Him and Benjamin Blackwell have been platooning out there at shortstop for the last several weeks. 1-0, tapped foul toward the Wareham dugout, and it's 1-1. Home plate umpire John Derjalamo will go grab some new baseballs from the Orleans ball boy. As now the sun begins to set completely underneath Nauset Regional Middle School down the right field line, as the lights are beginning to turn on here at Eldridge Park. 1-1, Skeens from the stretch, the pitch, and it's outside with the fastball. 2-1. Firebirds beginning 7 of their final 11 at home, beginning of a 3-game homestand. They'll take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks at 5:30 p.m. first pitch, while a pregame at 5:15. The 2-1. Marcano line drive into left field, back in. It's stopped by Brannigan. He'll throw the second for the force out in time. And the side is retired. Nice play from the Notre Dame shortstop Brannigan to take away what would have been another run for the Firebirds. Orleans, though, a Tyler Locklear solo home run into the right field bullpen gives the Firebirds a 1-0 advantage as we head to the third here from Eldridge Park. 1-0 Orleans. And now let's send it over to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, who has an update. Noah?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Gareth. So as the Firebirds head back out to the field, you're going to see the battery pairing of Garrett Guillemette and Max Rajic heading out there. Something we've seen a lot this season. And talking to Kelly beforehand, he said he wanted the SoCal connection, but there's actually a bit more history there because Max Rajic first pitched a game in which Garrett caught in 8th grade. They're guys that have known each other for a long time, and talking to Garrett, he said that it's so nice just knowing the pitcher and the fact that they've really became close friends before even college ball at Under Armour showcases. And for Rajic, it's really a big comfort thing. He said he can really pitch to anybody, but the fact that he knows Garrett, he knows what he's getting behind the plate, it really helps them out. You see it in baseball all the time, a catcher and pitcher being paired together. But out here, a lot of times these guys don't know each other. They got to develop that relationship quickly. So definitely a benefit that Garrett and Max have that previous relationship, and so far it's worked out very well for the Firebirds this season, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Top three here from Eldridge. Left-handed batter, Jim Jarvis swings and taps one foul. Strike one to the Alabama second baseman. It's a great point that Noah brings up. It's funny because Garrett Guillemette has no other really USC pitchers to catch. It's been all actually the school across the street, you could say, or just a couple miles up the road in UCLA. But they've had some great chemistry together as the 0-1 fastball is outside to Jarvis, 1-1. He's been catching Philby, Jake Somm as well. And tonight, Rajic, 1-1 is outside in the dirt with the breaking ball. 2-1 to Jim Jarvis, who's hitting .258 on the summer. 12 runs batted in, no home runs. For the contact hitter out of Alabama, 2-1 is popped up foul down the left field line on the Route 28. As it misses a couple of cars out there at the intersection, and it's 2-2. Firebirds in their white HEMH jerseys. Firebirds across the chest in red with the red letters and numbers. Jarvis now chokes up on the bat a bunch and takes a curveball right down the pipe for strike 3 called. Strikeout number 4 for Max Rajic. And Jarvis goes down looking for out number 1 to begin the third.
3 of the 4 strikeouts today for Max, all backwards, has frozen these Wareham hitters in the box. And he has really settled down since allowing back-to-back singles from Gonzalez and Troy.
Gonzalez back at the plate, takes one low for ball 1. The metrics on the Tyler Locklear solo home run back in the bottom of the second. 344 feet, 93 miles an hour exit velo as Rajic misses up high with the curveball, 2-0. And it just got out of here toward that right center field short fence by the Wendy's sign as the 2-0 fastball is up high. 3-0 to Gonzalez, who led off the ball game with a sharp line drive to center back in the first inning. 3-0 is inside for ball 4. Almost took out Gonzalez's knees. And he's back on base for the second time. And here's Tommy Troy for Wareham. So that's the first walk allowed by Rajic tonight. And here's Troy. Troy, who reached on an infield hit as well in that first inning, takes the ball up high for ball 1, and Garrett Guillemette will call for time and go talk to Rajic out on the mound. That's 5 straight balls to begin the third. We'll make sure to get you a Cape League score update you on what's going on around the Cape League, especially amongst Harwich and YD, the two teams that are above Orleans right now in the standings. Brewster remaining in first, Harwich in second. Troy takes another fastball outside, and it's 2-0. Gonzalez at first. He has 7 stolen bags on the season. Troy lines one in the right field. That'll drop for a base hit. Rounding second and headed for third is Gonzalez. Costello will throw it into second. Gonzalez going from first to third on the base hit from Tommy Troy. And once again, the 1 and 2 hitters for Wareham get on base. And there's 1 out for Diodati.
Yeah, the top of the lineup has reached in all 4 of their at-bats today, and Troy and Gonzalez. Meanwhile, everybody else has not reached the base paths.
And here comes pitching coach Matt Troop. He'll ask for time and go talk to Rajic, as Max will go retie his left shoe. Firebirds, as we talked about, beginning a 3-game homestand. And so all 3 of these opponents will be against Western Division teams. Tonight against Wareham, tomorrow against Hyannis. And make no mistake, Hyannis is still the worst team in the league, but they have been playing a lot better ball as of this past week. And they have the Firebirds number from last time they faced, a 13-1 crushing of Orleans back on Monday. And then on Monday, back here at Eldridge Park for a 7 p.m. first pitch when Orleans takes on the Bourne Braves, the best team in the league, one more time, the final time. And that will conclude the 3-game homestand. First pitch to Diodati is inside for ball 1. And right now, Max Rajic has really lost his control in this 3rd inning.
Yeah, that's 6 straight balls from Rajic. Or, excuse me, 7. Now with this 1-0 count.
The 1-0. Diodati pops one up in the shallow left field. Moving over is Bulger, and he will let it drop foul down the left field line, 1-1. You can tell Bulger, he's moving around out there in left field. Maybe not as smooth as he was before the injury, but that'll be something to monitor for him chasing down fly balls in left tonight. DeLauder, the center fielder, shaded out in left center field gap. On 1 to Diodati, takes a curveball outside for ball 2. 2-1.
And the right fielder, Costello, is playing straight away, so the gap in right center over towards the flagpole is very large for Diodati.
2-1. Diodati takes low and in. 3 balls and a strike. Tyler Locklear took over the home run and RBI league lead with his solo blast in the last inning. Diodati sitting right behind him. (3-1). And he swings and skies one deep to right field. Costello backing up near the tracks, going to make the catch. Tagging from third is Gonzalez. He will score. And Wareham ties up the score as Diodati now evens himself up with Locklear for the RBI league lead. His 22nd run batted in on the summer has made it a 1-1 ball game here in the 3rd.
I don't know what it is about Owen Diodati and playing Orleans, but in the 3 games these 2 teams have faced off, Diodati's 6 for 13.
Pitch out on the first pitch, and a snapback throw to first. Troy is back to first with the dive, and it's 1-0. Troy, who does have good speed, he has 8 stolen bags, which lead the team. As Cameron James digs in, 1-0 pitch, curveball is low, 2-0. Max Rajic struggling to command both the fastball and the curveball in this inning. Looks strong through 2, but this 3rd inning has been a little bit trouble. Swing and a miss on the 2-0 fastball, 2-1 now. to Cameron James, the Mississippi State third baseman who struck out looking back in the first. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Another high heater. James unable to catch up. It's 2-2. Despite having a strong regular season, James here on the Cape has been not so good. He's hitting .111 with 3 hits and 27 at-bats. And now a quick throw to first. Troy back to first with a dive. 2-2. Wareham 1, Orleans 1. We're in the top of the third. Runner goes. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Rajic picks up strikeout number 5. And the side is retired, but not before Wareham evens up the score. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 left on as Diodati with an RBI sac fly makes it a 1-1 game. We'll head to the last of the third here on Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, let's go around the Cape and give you score updates from the games going on. One final, 4 games in action at Red Wilson Field. The Brewster Whitecaps continue their dominance across the Eastern Division. A 5-2 win over YD at Red Wilson. Top of the 6th at Lowell Park, and Falmouth with a commanding advantage 8-2 over the Kettleers, who just were able to get off a 5-game skid with a win yesterday. And now another loss looks like it's coming their way. Harwich is dominating Hyannis. Not good news for the Firebirds at White House Field. They have a 12-3 advantage. That game just in the bottom of the 4th. And then over at Veterans Field, not too far from here, the top team on the Cape, the Bourne Braves, making the long drive from Bourne to Chatham, and they have a 2-0 advantage over the Anglers. That one also in the top of the 3rd.
All right, so Brewster continuing to extend their lead right now in the East. They have a 16-8 record with 2 ties. And so they are 8 games over 500. Harwich with a 14-8 record with 4 ties, and then you got a little bit of a tighter race for 3rd and 4th. YD, 11 wins, 10 losses, 6 ties. Orleans, 10 wins, 11 losses, and 4 ties. And then Chatham right now also with 10 wins. But the thing is that they have 15 losses. They have a couple more games ahead of most of the other teams. And so 3 ties as well. As Peyton Chanier stands in now against Paul Skeens with this game all tied up at 1. First pitch is a breaking ball low and away for ball 1. Top of the order due-up, Chanier, Kiesel, and DeLauder to begin this 3rd inning. Paul Skeens, the right-hander from the U.S. Air Force Academy. A terrific two-way player. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Up high. Chanier can't connect. 1-1. Peyton struck out swinging his first time up. And believe it or not, Chanier, right now, the team leader in average heading into this ball game. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. And it's now 1-2. Paul Skeen, who had a 12-pitch first inning, and then had a 36-pitch second inning. Wow. As the 1-2 is tapped foul on the plate, and we'll do it again, 1-2. So he really had to work. And for a Wareham team that they're hoping right now, late in this season, guys are about going 5 innings or so. And you'll get the occasional 6 if the pitch count is low enough. They're hoping Skeens and for Orleans for Rajic can maybe get to 5, as the 1-2 is a fly ball hit well to right center field. Gonzalez over to his left, calls off the right fielder Kern and makes the catch. And the first out is recorded. And here's Luke Kiesel now. Had to pick up a new bat after breaking his bat in the bottom of the first, his first time up, but he dropped a single in the center field his first time up against Paul Skeens to increase his hitting streak from 7 to 8 games. First offering. Kiesel takes low and away for ball 1. Kiesel, who completed his first year with the University of San Francisco. He was their best hitter in the lineup. The 1-0. Line drive into left field. Diodati racing over. He dives. He can't get it as it rolls to the fence. Kiesel headed for second, and he will stop there at second base with a double. My goodness. Stay hot, Luke Kiesel. He's 2 for 2. Halfway to the cycle, he's got the single and now the double to left field. Past the dive of the left fielder Diodati, and he's in scoring position for Chase DeLather with 1 out.
And he's got half the cycle down. But, man, this guy, unreal. Coming into this game, his last 4 games, hitting .611.
That's pretty good, right?
I think so. 8 RBIs in 4 games, although 6 came in 1.
And, I mean, keep in mind, this he just finished 2 weeks here on the Cape. And for some guys, it took them 2 weeks just to kind of get adjusted to the pitching. He has not missed a beat from the Cal Ripken League. As DeLather, left-handed batter, takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1.
I want to know who's playing in the Cal Ripken League because this has looked easy for Luke.
It really has. And he's doing it against one of the best pitchers in the country, Team USA guy nonetheless, in Paul Skeens. 0-1 to DeLather. 0-1. Chase takes his slider inside. Backs out of the way, 1-1. Sun beginning to set. Down the right field line, beginning to get a little darker. Still a peachy color out in right center. 1-1. Off the end of the bat, nubbed to third, fielded by James. Throws across the diamond. Out number 2. As DeLather's thrown out by the third baseman, James, from Mississippi State. And there's 2 gone, as Kiesel stays at second.
James did a good job of steering Luke Kiesel back to second base, who has good speed. And now can Locklear bring him home with 2 outs?
Locklear with a solo home run to right in his first at-bat. Home run number 8 on the summer, which now leads the league. RBI number 22. First pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Frechette blocks it in front of him. Kiesel stays put at second. 1 ball, no strikes. Tyler Locklear, another guy who's been finding his rhythm at the plate. Look over at second, and the 1-0 is inside, and it hits Locklear right on the elbow. On the elbow guard, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. He'll shed the elbow guard, and looks like he's okay, as he'll make the slow jog to first. Luckily, he's got that padding on that left elbow, or else he really would have felt that for the next couple of days. Maybe that numbs the pain a little bit. As here's Costello now, right-handed batter from Northeastern. First pitch. Popped up, first base side, foul ground. Clark ranging over right by the dugout. He's near our cameraman, and it is foul. Who is running our camera down the right field line right now? Is it Torrey?
Nick Garicio.
Right? Or Nick? Nick was about to get run over. Hopefully he's all right.
Being a cameraman is a dangerous business.
0-1 to Costello. Who drew a walk his first time up against Skeens. 0-1. Fastball inside. Taken for ball 1, 1-1. Kiesel at second, he doubled. Locklear at first, he was hit by a pitch. 1-1 score, bottom 3. Skeens ready. Look over at second, deals. Popped up foul again behind the bird's nest. And it's 1-2 now to Jeff Costello. Another guy who was activated on the roster this past Sunday, so he's about to complete his first week with the Firebirds, as he'll go grab the stick of pine tar and apply some more stick to it. He's collected hits in 4 of his first 5 games. Another contact bat that Kelly Nicholson likes. Can play a good right field out there, and for a team that didn't have a whole lot of depth a week ago, now they have some guys out there off the bench that Kelly can use. 1-2 is outside with the breaking ball, 2-2. Costello, who had the best year of his collegiate career with Northeastern, the rising senior, who hit .329 in the regular season with a .405 on base percentage. 3 homers, 34 runs batted in. The 2-2. And Costello now gets hit on the hand. Right on the wrist, it looks like. On the left wrist as he winces in pain and tries to shake it off, and he'll go down to first now. That's 2 straight hit by pitches by Paul Skeens, and they've all come on heat-seeking fastballs in on the hands. That one, though, seemed to have caught Costello more on the wrist, whereas Locklear's was more on the elbow guard. And now here comes pitching coach George Carlejo, who will call for time and go talk to Paul Skeens. With the bases loaded and 2 down, and Corey Acton coming up to the plate.
And with 2 free base runners, you got to take advantage here if you're Acton and Orleans. Wareham able to tie things up in the top of the 3rd inning. But an opportunity with 2 outs and the bases juiced. Gareth can't leave base runners on the base paths. That's what burned Orleans yesterday. I mean, 3 runs off 12 hits. Need to take advantage of situations like this.
Carlejo talking to Paul Skeens. His pitch count is getting up there, folks. Already just in 2 2/3 innings. Already 56 pitches for the right-hander. And so Carlejo will go back to the dugout, and there is some activity right now in the Wareham bullpen. As here's Corey Acton. Left-handed batter in the DH with the bases juiced. Skeens from the windup, first pitch is a slow tapper out in front of the mound. Charging is Jarvis, his throw, not in time. Keishel scores as Corey Acton drives in a run on an infield single past the pitcher Skeens. And ahead of the throw from the second baseman Jarvis, it's 2-1 Firebirds.
It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. Just a slow roller on the infield, and the Firebirds retake the lead.
Here's Bolger now, right-handed batter, first pitch. Jack takes outside with a fastball, 1-0. Corey Acton picks up his 2nd run batted in on the summer. An infield single to second, 1-0. Bolger takes a fastball right on the outside corner, 1-1. Locklear to third, Costello at second, Acton at first. Keishel has crossed home. The 1-1 is a foul off the mask of the catcher Frechette and back to the screen, 1-2. Paul Skeens has had to work. Firebirds have made him work tonight. 1-2. Fastball up high. 2-2. And Skeens' first start and first appearance since going to Team USA for 3 weeks. He's ready from the wind, 2-2. Bolger swing and a miss as he foul tips it into the glove of Frechette. And the inning is over. Strikeout number 4 for Paul Skeens, but Orleans does play home another run on 2 hits. No errors, and 3 are left stranded. We will head to the 4th. Carlo Jimenez will have the play-by-play, innings 4 through 6. But first, let's now send it over to Noah Searson, our sideline reporter. Noah?
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. So we got another home game, another set of trivia and it's a little bit of a fun one today after his home run in the second inning. That was Tyler Locklear's 8th of the year, now leading the Cape Cod Baseball League with Chase DeLauder and Owen Diodati, who are just behind him at 7, both in this game as well. But that begs the question, in the last 20 years, that's how far our record books go back, how many Firebirds have led the league in home runs? So that's our trivia question today. We'll put that up on Twitter at Orleans Firebirds. Again, in the last 20 years, how many Orleans Firebirds have led the league in home runs? Get all your guesses in on Twitter. Want to see them, #BirdGang. And if you're correct, you may have a chance to be on the broadcast. We'll get that up on Twitter, but for now, got a great ball game. Firebirds just took the lead, and Carlo Jimenez is taking over the play-by-play. So, Carlo, take it away for the 4th inning.
Appreciate it, Noah, as we welcome you back to a beautiful night here at Eldridge Park. The sun's setting behind Nauset Regional Middle School down the right field line. The hill packed with a sea of lawn chairs folded and set up way before today's game. Some early this morning. No wind and partly cloudy here at Eldridge Park. And it will start with Callum Clark, the left-handed batter. Swings and misses at the first pitch, and he takes strike 1. Clark flew out to center in his first at-bat to end the first inning. Rajic still on the mound, beginning his 4th inning of work. 0-1. And a swing and a drive right back into center field and a leadoff knock for Callum Clark. Second time today, Wareham has led off an inning with a leadoff single. And the 3rd time today, they have the first runner of the inning aboard. That happened back in the 3rd most recently when Tres Gonzalez walked and came around to score. So with 1 on and nobody out, it will be Jack Brannigan, the sophomore out of Notre Dame. Right-handed batter looks on the pitch. He shows bunt and bunts it off himself. And that's a foul ball.
I think Firebirds trying to argue whether Brannigan was out of the batter's box after bunting that baseball, but home plate umpire John DiGirolamo indicating sternly that Brannigan was still in the batter's box and that it's just a foul ball.
Clark leads at first. 0-1. Misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brannigan. Brannigan lined out to Peyton Chatinier at second in his first at-bat to begin the 2nd inning. Clark with 1 stolen base on the summer. With his 5-step lead at first, the 1-1. Breaking ball misses up high. Rajic unable to paint the zone with the curveball, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Orleans looking to bounce back after a tough loss against the Bourne Braves yesterday at Doran Park. And a balk is called. A balk goes against Max Rajic, and on to second base goes Callum Clark. So a free 90 feet for Clark. The tying run now in scoring position with nobody out. Kelly Nicholson wants an explanation. He gets one from home plate umpire John DiGirolamo. And now an opportunity for Wareham to even this game up. The tying run at second, the go-ahead in the batter's box. 2-1 from Rajic to Brannigan. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think the home plate umpire telling Kelly Nicholson either, it was so subtle, but something about him starting and then starting to come back set, and then he stopped.
Rajic likes the first sign he sees from Guillemette. 2-2. Big breaking ball. Misses away. Tried to paint the same spot. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brannigan.
So it may have been just that slight flinch there, Carlo, where the home plate umpire noticed it, and now Clark in second base and in scoring position.
Clark with the lead after the walk and then the balk. 3-2. Swing and a miss goes through the legs of the catcher, Guillemette. He picks it up on the bare hand, throws one to first, that almost hits Brannigan. Locklear able to keep it in front of him as Brannigan reaches. On a swinging strike 3, he gets aboard. On to third goes Callum Clark. back-to-back innings in which Wareham has had the first two batters reach, and that's strikeout number 6 for Max Rajic.
Strikeout number 6, but that ball goes underneath Guillemet's legs and goes all the way to the backstop. And a good play by Locklear actually to keep that ball in front instead of out going into right field. But now bases, runners on the corners, I should say, with nobody out.
Right-handed batter, Anthony Frechette takes the first pitch strike. No balls and 1 strike to him. Orleans 2, Wareham 1. The final matchup of the summer between these two teams here at Eldridge Park. 0-1. Downstairs through the legs of Guillemet, but this time stays on the dirt as he scurries back to it. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Frechette grounded his second in his first at-bat. 2 on, nobody out. For the second straight inning against Max Rajic, Wareham with a golden opportunity. 1-1. And a swing and a foul over the hill, over towards the concession stand. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
So this is the third inning where Rajic has had to get out of himself and get out of the jam here after giving up some base runners.
Frechette chokes up significantly as Rajic tosses one to first. Back with a head first slide is Jack Brannigan. Firebirds took the lead in the bottom of the second. Wareham tied it in the top of the third as the 1-2 misses upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And then Orleans picks up a run in the bottom of the third inning. But right now, Wareham threatening. The 2-2. Low. A good layoff by Frechette. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And Jake Somm is getting loose for the Firebirds. We know Kelly Nicholson likes to have a UCLA pitcher follow another UCLA pitcher. He's getting warm out there.
3-2, runner goes. Swinging a ground ball up the middle towards second. Chatinier has trouble with it at first. He gets to it and fires to first in time for the out. Coming home is Kellum Clark from third. It'll be an RBI ground out for Anthony Frechette. Into second is Jack Brannigan, and we're back even at 2 here at Eldridge Park.
It's a good at bat by Frechette. Puts the ball in play with the runner headed for second. And it's a tie game now, 2-2. Rajic has now to keep this game tied.
So Wareham responds again, and it's the right-handed batter, Cade Kern. Opening offering is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to him. These teams trading runs in the last 4 half innings. All singletons. And we're even at 2. 1-0. Strike on the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike to the sophomore from Ohio State. Go-ahead run in scoring position. Brannigan leads at second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-1. Misses away and gets away from Guillemet as it bounces back to the backstop over towards the Firebirds on deck circle. And it's a wild pitch, and on to third goes Jack Brannigan. Firebirds have been gifting free 90s early in this one.
And the infield is going to be drawn in here now as ordered by Kelly Nicholson to try and cut off this go-ahead run at third base.
Brannigan 90 feet away. The 2-1 is slapped down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Coming home to score is Brannigan on to second. Kern's going to try for 2. He slides and he's thrown out. A nice play by Costello down the right field line. As Brannigan Cade Kern gets greedy trying to take an extra 90 feet. But Wareham does score, and it's 3-2 in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, with that infield in and Locklear in on the base, that's a hard ground ball. No chance for Locklear to make the play.
Left-handed batter Jim Jarvis looks at a first pitch strike. Count, no balls and 1 strike to him. So an RBI from Kern, mark it a single, and then he's thrown out trying to reach second, 0-1 in the dirt. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs in for Wareham. They have a 3-2 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning.
That's the risk you take with the infield in.
1-1. Fastball misses upstairs, 91 miles per hour on that pitch. On the count, 2 balls and 1 strike to Jarvis.
If the infield's back on that ground ball, they'll trade the out for a run there.
2-1, and a swing and a little looper down the right field line, foul. And the count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Inning started with a Callum Clark single. He then reached second on a balk. Brannigan struck out, but the ball got away from Gilliman. He went to third. Clark went to third, Brannigan went to first. 2-2. Misses inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jarvis. So with runners at the corners and nobody out, Frechette grounded out to second. Brannigan went to second, and then Kern with an RBI single to score Brannigan. 3-2. Upstairs, and a walk to Jim Jarvis. And a 2-out walk will keep this top of the 4th inning alive. As up comes Tres Gonzalez, who has reached in both of his at-bats against Rajic, and out comes Kelly Nicholson. He's going to go to the pen. So we will step aside and come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Runner at first is Jim Jarvis with 2 outs. Wareham with already 2 runs across, and they have a 3-2 lead over Orleans in the top of the 4th. Welcome back to the Birds Broadcast Network. Carly Menace alongside Gareth Kwok. Top of the 4th inning, and Wareham has taken a 3-2 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. Max Rajic gives the ball to fellow UCLA pitcher Jake Somm. The lefty will try to get the final out of this inning. Somm making appearance number 10 on the summer. And Gareth, what can Wareham hitters expect from Jake?
Yeah, Somm's a left-hander, going to come at you from a low 3/4 slot. Fastball will sit around 86 to 87. He'll get a couple 88s in there with a slider and a changeup. Especially a slider, he's more slider happy versus left-handed hitters. So right here against a lefty, he's going to try and get this final out and keep this game at 1.
It will be Tres Gonzalez. First pitch home. He takes a strike at the top of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Gonzalez singled in the first, walked in the third. He came around to score in the 3rd inning. Somm's 0-1. And a swing and a foul back to the screen over towards the Wareham on deck circle. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Somm against lefties has been terrific. Lefties hitting under 300 against him. The 0-2 runner goes. And a swing and a foul over Route 28. And Jim Jarvis will have to turn around and go back to first. Gonzalez was the first run of the night for Wareham. Back in the 3rd inning, the Gatemen have picked up 2 more here in the 4th, and they have a 3-2 lead over Orleans with 2 outs and 1 on. The 0-2. And a swing and a ground ball up the middle off the glove of Somm. To his right, he scoops it up with the bare hand and flips to first for the out. Jake Somm with a nice play off the ricochet, and that will do it for the 4th inning. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 left on, and Wareham takes a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 4th here at Eldridge Park. Firebirds relinquishing the lead here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, fans, tonight's game is sponsored by Franklin Sports. The Orleans Firebirds would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. That's enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. And tonight's game is sponsored by Rogers Gray. Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Appreciate it, Garrett. Thanks so much for the insight. New pitcher on the mound for the Wareham Gatemen, and it's Garrett Schmeltz, the lefty out of Louisville, who will be making appearance number 6 on the summer. Schmeltz last pitched against Hyannis, going 2 innings, giving up 2 hits and 1 earned run. Garrett, what can we expect from this lefty to the Orleans hitters?
Yeah, with Schmeltz, what you're going to see is a fastball, not necessarily overpowering fastball. He'll run around 87 to 91 on the radar gun. He's a 4-pitch guy with a slow breaking ball, slow curve with a slider and a changeup. But he likes to slow that curveball a lot to left-handed hitters and then incorporate really all 3, fastball, changeup, and curve to right-handed hitters. And so he's coming on in here after Paul Skeens. He pitched pretty well. He pitched all right, able to keep the Wareham game intact and keep them in this ball game still. Threw a lot of pitches in just 3 innings, but he still had the 3 strikeouts in 3 innings, and so Schmeltz now coming in for long relief.
Schmeltz will face the righty Garrett Guillemette. Lefty on righty, the first pitch, and Guillemette takes a hack and fouls it straight back. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Final line for Paul Skeens, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Wareham 3, Orleans 2. As we begin the bottom of the 4th inning here at Eldridge Park, the 0-1. And Guillemette spoils another 1 foul down the right field line. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes to him. Guillemette struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. The 0-2 home. And he swings and misses. And the 2nd strikeout of the night for Garrett Guillemette. And the first batter retired by Garrett Schmeltz. Big time breaking ball. 3 pitches and 3 strikes. Guillemette retired, and up comes the righty David Marcano. Schmeltz deals home, and the first pitch to Marcano is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Garrett pitched an immaculate inning back on July 16th for Wareham. 1-0. Strike on the inside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. An immaculate inning. 9 pitches, all strikes, and 3 strikeouts. The 1-1. And Marcano swings and taps one softly on the ground towards second base. Jarvis, the second baseman, charging on the bare hand, throws to first. It gets away from the first baseman, Clark. And an infield single for David Marcano as he reaches with 1 out. And up comes the leadoff man, Peyton Chatinier, with the tying run on the base paths. So Chatinier digs in, a strikeout and a fly out to center for him. Wareham 3, Orleans 2. In the bottom of the fourth inning, 2 runs for the Gatemen in the top of the inning. They tied and took the lead. Opening offering to the righty, Chatinier, and he swings and misses. 91 on the fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Chatinier 5 for 13 with 3 runs in his last 5 games. When he gets on, good things happen for the Firebirds. Throw back to first. David Marcano back on his feet. Chatinier in just 16 games this summer has scored 16 times. Good for second on the team behind Chase DeLauder, who's been here since day 1. 0-1. Misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Peyton Chatinier. So DeLauder, who has played 8 more games than Peyton Chatinier, just 1 more run than him on the summer. Marcano with his lead at first, the 1-1. Strike. Downstairs and on the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Peyton Chatinier. Wareham with the 3-2 advantage, the final game of the summer, unless these teams meet in the championship series. The 1-2. Breaking ball off the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wareham winning the first 2 matchups between these 2 teams back in week 1 of the season. Here comes a 2-2 from Schmeltz. And Chatinier swings and bloops one into right field. Going back is the first baseman, Clark. It's going to drop for a base hit. Peyton Chatinier with a bloop single. And the Firebirds with a leadoff with an infield single by David Marcano. Then a bloop single by Peyton Chatinier. Of the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead at first base. And in stands Luke Kiesel, who's 2 for 2 with a double and a triple. Or double and a single, excuse me.
Yeah, Chatinier with a little blooper. And that's a tough read for David Marcano because he has to make sure that ball gets down on the ball that is literally 10 feet behind him. But he gets a good read. Notices that it's not going to be playable for the first baseman, Clark. And now Orleans back in business here.
Kiesel eyes Schmeltz. Stares down David Marcano at second, deals home. And a big swing and a miss. Count, no balls and 1 strike to Kiesel. Kiesel, including tonight, 13 for his last 20 on the summer. Two on, 1 out. The 0-1. And a swing and a ground ball to second. Second baseman Jarvis goes to second for 1, but it gets away from Brannigan, the shortstop. Coming to third is Chatinier. Staying at third is David Marcano, and they'll just tag out Peyton Chatinier. Kiesel goes to second on the play. The throw on to second from Jarvis got away from Brannigan. Peyton then went to turn to go to third, but David Marcano didn't move. And a hectic play ends up with the Firebirds with 2 in scoring position with 2 outs for Chase DeLauder.
Well, there was some miscommunication there between Marcano and Chatinier because that ball gets away from second from Jarvis on the error. But then Marcano, with that ball not too far away from him, decided to play it safe and stay at third. Chatinier put his head down, immediately went for third, but didn't see that Marcano stayed there, and they both got tied up at third with them tagging out Chatinier.
DeLauder, the lefty, looks on. First pitch off the outside to him. No, 1 ball and no strikes. Wareham 3, Orleans 2. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, after the Firebirds gave up the lead in the top of the inning, a chance to retake it with 2 in scoring position and 2 outs. Marcano at third, Kiesel at second. 1-0. And a swing and a ground ball over towards the shortstop, Brannigan. He's to his right. He gloves it at the letters and fires to first in time. Brannigan with a clean play to end the inning as Chase DeLauder grounds out for the second time tonight. 2 hits, 2 left on in scoring position. No runs come across. And Wareham hangs on to their 3-2 lead. We'll head to the 5th here at Eldridge Park on the Birds Broadcast Network. And our Noah Searson has skipper Kelly Nicholson.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. I'm on the sidelines with Skip right now. Sam trotting back out there, but what's the plan afterwards? Because you burned your other lefty last night, so a little less maneuverability as far as righty-lefty matchups go, but you got a lot of guys that are fresh coming off the out day. What are you guys thinking tonight?
Yeah, we're going to ride Jake for as long as he can go, and then we have a lot of arms down in the bullpen. We have a lot of arms down there. Saller to close, and we have Polkey and Housley and Pramwell. We got a lot of guys down there.
And it seems like this lineup, out of any others, has been one of the speedier lineups between guys like Keishel and Costello out there on the base pass. So when they're out there, does that give you more maneuverability, flexibility to run the bases and kind of play a little more small ball than some other lineups?
Well, it always helps to have guys with speed, right? I don't know if that means we're necessarily going to play small ball. We're just going to keep playing baseball. But speed is never a bad thing.
Speed is the key to the game, Skip. Thanks so much for your time. We'll send it back to the booth.
Thanks, Noah. As we begin the top of the 5th inning here at Eldridge Park, Orleans and Wareham. And Wareham with a 3-2 lead. Firebirds looking for a bounce-back win after a soul-crushing loss last night against Bourne, a game that went 5 hours thanks to an hour and 20-minute rain delay. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, Bourne able to walk it off. First pitch to Tommy Troy, and the right-handed batter takes a strike. Troy's 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles. Did not score in either of his times on base, as the 0-1 misses low. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike from Sam to Troy. A Pac-12 matchups here, UCLA to Stanford. Sam sets at the belt. Turns 1-1. Low again. Fastball at 90 misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Tommy Troy has been terrific against Orleans this summer. In his 11 at-bats, he's got 6 hits. 2-1. And he takes a strike on the outside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the designated hitter. It will be the 2, 3, 4 spots for Wareham, Troy, Diodati, and James. In the top of the 5th, the 2-2. Way upstairs, Gillimet pops out of his squat, gloves it above his head. And a full count to Tommy Troy. The sun has disappeared behind Nauset Regional Middle School down the right field line, but there's still light in the sky. They're on this Saturday night at Eldridge, 3-2. And ball 4 misses low. Troy almost loses his bat as he tries to toss it to the on-deck circle. Goes over the head of the home plate umpire, John DiGirolamo. And Owen Diodati digs in with a runner at first. Tommy Troy has reached in all 3 of his at-bats today after taking that 3-2 pitch low for a walk. So the lefty Diodati looks on, lefty and lefty. Sam deals home. And Diodati takes a strike at the top of the zone. 1 ball and no balls and 1 strike. Diodati picked up a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd inning. It was the first run of the game for Wareham. And time is called at the plate. The pitch won't count from Jake Sam as he deals a breaking ball in. Home plate umpire John DiGirolamo with a late time call from Owen Diodati. Sam came in relief for Radjic with 2 outs in the 4th inning. The 0-1, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Diodati. Wareham 3, Orleans 2. Final game of the regular season between these 2 teams. Firebirds starting a 3-game homestand. The 0-2. Strike 3 at the top of the zone. Diodati puts his right hand in the air. He doesn't agree as he says some words to John DiGirolamo. And there's 1 out, first strikeout for Jake Sam. Tommy Troy with his lead at first after his leadoff walk. And the cleanup man, Cameron James, the right-handed batter, digs in. Pitch to him. Breaking ball misses off the outside. 1 ball and no strikes. James is struck out looking and swinging. He is 0 for 2 today. Top 5, 1 out, 1 on. Wareham protecting and trying to add to their 3-2 lead. 1-0. Misses away. Snapback throw to first. Troy back with a head first slide. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Cameron James just 3 for 30 on the year. Picked up his first multi-hit game of the season yesterday against Harwich. 2-0. And he swings and skies one into right center field. Coming in the center fielder to Lauder. He calls off Costello in right and makes the catch. And there's 2 away. So James is retired, and up comes Kellum Clark with 1 on and 2 out. And Wareham trying to not let the leadoff walk from Tommy Troy go to waste. Tom, who is yet to allow an earned run here at home this summer. Hoping to keep it that way on a cool Saturday night in Orleans. His first pitch home. Misses low to the lefty Kellum Clark out of Mississippi State. In the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Clark at a terrific NCAA tournament for the national champions. The 1-0, runner goes. The ball is in there for a strike. Throw down to second is wide of the bag and in time. Tommy Troy thrown out by Garrett Gillimet. The throw was to the right of the bag. Sweeping the tag across was David Marcano, and it's in time to get Troy. For Gillimet, that's the 7th runner he has thrown out this summer, and that will do it with the top of the 5th inning. 1 walk. Nobody left on. Sam faces the minimum thanks to a nice play by Gillimet behind the plate. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
All right, fans, tonight's game is sponsored by Curry College. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu. Tonight's game is also sponsored by 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. And tonight's game is sponsored by Milton Cat. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Appreciate it, Gareth. Finishing up our PSAs on our brand new sheet. Looks very nice.
It sure does. Beautiful.
To the bottom of the 5th inning, Garrett Schmeltz remains on the mound, and Wareham trying to protect their 3-2 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. All of the runs in this game came in succession. The Orleans took a lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Wareham tied it up in the top of the 3rd inning. Orleans retook the lead in the bottom of the 3rd, picking up a run. And then in the top of the 4th, Wareham rattled off 2 runs to make it a 3-2 ball game. In stands Tyler Locklear, who has the first run of the night, a solo home run into right field, which puts him atop the Cape in home runs on the summer with 8. The first pitch to the righty. And he takes the ball low from Schmeltz, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Locklear's 8 home runs and 22 RBIs, who was tied with Owen Diodati for the league lead, are even more impressive than you might think when you really take a dive into the numbers. The 1-0. Off the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Locklear had a stretch in early July where he went 1 for 17. And to still be leading the league in RBIs and home runs is so impressive. The 2-0. Breaking ball on the outside edge. And the count, 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Tyler picked up his 4th home run in his last 6 games. The 2-1. And he swings and chops one to first. The first baseman, Clark, waits for it, gloves it at the belt, and sprints to first for the out. Locklear retired. And up comes Jeff Costello with 1 out and the base is empty in a 1-run game in the bottom of the 5th. Costello has reached twice, but doesn't have a hit today. Walked back in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Facing Garrett Schmeltz for the first time tonight. Lefty on righty, the first pitch on. And a swing and a miss by Costello. The count, no ball and 1 strikes. Daylight fleeting here at Miss Eldridge. Firebirds 0-1. Costello off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Firebirds looking to grab a win here at home. Start the 3-game homestand off on the right foot. A 1-1. Costello looks at a ball that misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Jeff 6 for 18 on the summer with an RBI. Came in to pinch hit in yesterday's game. 2-1. Low. 3 balls and a strike to him. And was 0 for 2. Came in the back half of that hour 20 thunder plus rain delay. The 3-1. And Costello swings, lifts one in the air into right center field. The right fielder, Kern, is there. He waits for it, moving to his right, and makes the catch. Costello retired, 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. So the base is vacant and 2 away. It will be the left-handed batter, Corey Acton, who's heading to Georgia, transferring from Florida to the Bulldogs. Acton with an RBI single back in the 3rd inning, the last run of the game for Orleans. First pitch home, he shows bunt. Punts it foul. Back towards the Wareham on-deck circle. Kelly Nicholson gives his approval. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to him. Acton started the summer with Harwich. The 0-1 home. Big breaking ball in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Wareham 3, Orleans 2. 2 outs, bases vacant. Bottom 5. The 0-2 misses upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Acton with the Mariners. It was his 2nd stint with Harwich. Started the year 0 for 12, and they let him go. Kelly Nicholson says, we need an infielder. 1-2. Skips in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Acton was brought on, and Corey has been terrific. 7 hits, an RBI hitting .241. An infielder and DH combo. 2-2. Strike 3 in there at the top of the zone. Down goes Acton looking, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Schmeltz. Well, let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, appreciate it, Carlo. So Penn Talk is back. We had a bit of a hiatus, but we got a home game, and we got a very hot topic tonight. The question is, would you, for the rest of your life, rather give up fruits and fruit-based products or vegetables and vegetable-based products? Again, it's the one we're giving up. Housley, I know you're pretty hot on this one, so I'll pass you the mic first.
I'm not on Zach's side. I'm definitely going to have to go vegetables here. Got heart problems in the family. Got to lower the cholesterol levels. Definitely getting away with not eating fruits. I'm going vegetables here.
So you're giving up fruits. Yeah. Housley's giving up fruits. Zach?
We are talking about which one you would prefer the most. You give someone a plate of vegetables or a plate of fruit, which one are they going to pick? Nobody is going to pick a vegetable over a fruit. I definitely have to go with fruits right here.
All right, so Zach's you're giving up vegetables. 1-1. Anybody want to break the tie, Polk?
Okay.
To break the tie?
Okay, so can I get a quick question?
Yes.
So is it based products?
Yes,
so like
and
smoothies?
any flavored things too.
Oh, that's a different story.
So even fruit artificial flavored things out of the picture.
I'm gonna have to go fruit then. I'm not gonna lie. You get just think about it. Just think about it. You got like body armors. You got freaking like berry. You got all these fruit flavors. You got all these fruit flavored drinks, smoothies, milkshakes. Usually have some kind of fruit in them. Bananas maybe.
Also to add on to that, you replace a berry or a watermelon or green apple flavored drink. What are you going to replace it with? Lettuce? You're going to have a lettuce flavored drink? That's going to sound terrific to people. No shot.
You replace it with water.
Kids will never eat.
You replace it with water. Okay, first off, I love fruit. I absolutely love fruit. But it's not a would you rather here. It's a I'm thinking logically and I'm saving my life.
You're thinking logically. He's thinking would you rather.
All right, so pretty heated again, guys, tonight. Seems 2-1. Two of the people out here giving up veggies. Housley's thinking about his health. He's giving up fruit. I'll throw it back to you guys now the inning started, but which one are you giving up? I know Carlo likes to munch on his bell pepper, so I'm guessing he's throwing the fruits out the window.
Appreciate it, Noah, as Kellum Clark swings and flies one down the left field line, and it's a fair ball. Bolger tried to track it down and left, and it bounced fair. And so a leadoff double by Kellum Clark here in the 6th inning. And for Wareham, that's the 4th consecutive inning in which they have gotten the leadoff man aboard. A heated debate, Garrett, in the bullpen, though. Got to mention it a little bit. Would you rather give up fruits or vegetables?
Oh, that's easy. It's vegetables. I'd give up vegetables. I think Michael Polk put it perfectly. So many fruit-based drinks and milkshakes, even smoothies.
Jack Brannigan looks at a first pitch ball that bounces off the glove of Garrett Gillimet into the backstop. On to third goes Kellum Clark. And now a runner 90 feet away with nobody out in the 6th inning. It is tough. I'm going to have to agree with Connor Housley. I'm thinking about my health here. If I can't have fruits, I'll be all right. If I can't have vegetables, I don't know how my body's going to feel about that. Sam looks on, 1-0. Misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Clark with the double down the left field line. He reaches third. Excuse me, Clark's double goes as an E7 by Jack Bolger down the line. And he reaches third on the pass ball. 2-0. Strike on the outside edge.
Yeah, that play by Bolger actually tipped off his glove down the left field line. He almost tracked it down, but it should have been caught. He just got it off his glove, and now the wild pitch.
The 2-1. Low. Gillimet able to keep it in front of him. And the count, 3 balls and a strike to Jack Brannigan. So Clark reaches on the E7, goes to third, and a runner 90 feet away. Wareham 3, Orleans 2, and the Gatemen looking to add to their advantage in the final matchup between these two teams. East and West opponents. 3-1. Off the outside, ball 4. Brannigan is aboard. Runners at the corners, and nobody has had to really earn a base. They've been gifted by the Firebirds. And can the Gatemen take advantage? Up comes Anthony Furchett.
Yeah, Kelly Nicholson's not going to be too happy with the amount of free passes that, like you talked about, Carlo. There's been already 4 walks in this ball game, but it's not just the walks. It's been the wild pitches tonight from the Firebirds. There have been at least 3 wild pitches that have gone past Garrett Gillimet, not to mention the balk as well. So when you add those all up, that's 6 or 7 free passes.
First pitch to Furchett, and he takes a strike. Now, no balls and 1 strike to him. The right-handed batter 0 for 2 today, but picked up an RBI back in the 4th. Grounded out to second and scored Kellum Clark from third, who's back at third with Brannigan at first. Psalms 0-1. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not sure what it is about these two teams playing, but Firebirds just do not play clean baseball against Wareham. I'm sure Kelly Nicholson's happy this is the last time they'll see them in the regular season. Psalms 1-1. And a swing and a miss. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the last matchup between these two teams, there was 6 combined errors. 4 for Wareham, 2 for Orleans. Firebirds with already 2 errors today. And it has hurt them here against Wareham. The 1-2. And a swing and a foul. Shot right at the Orleans dugout. Bounces off the padding, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. The fleeting moments of daylight left here at Miss Eldridge. Orleans trying to bounce back after a heartbreaker last night at Bourne. Nobody out, 2 on, top 6, 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. First base umpire Joseph Hilton says that for jet swung, second strikeout for Jake Somm, and a big first out in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, awfully close call, and manager Don Stenton not too happy about that on the Wareham side. He's letting first base umpire Joseph Hilton hear it. Whatever it was, yeah, we don't really have the greatest angle since we're behind the plate, but Orleans, they get a big out, and now the middle infielders can play double play depth. Orleans corner infielders will still play in. Chance for the double play ball.
Wareham 3, Orleans 2. 2 on, 1 out. Top 6. First pitch to Cade Kern. The right-handed batter fouls one off towards the Orleans on-deck circle. Count, no balls and 1 strike to him. Kern with an RBI single in the 4th that gave Wareham the 3-2 lead. Scoring Jack Brannigan on the play. The 0-1. Misses low, awfully close. A good pitch there from Jake Somm. Garrett Guillemette holding on just a little bit longer to try to entice home plate umpire John DiGirolamo. But he is not persuaded. Instead, a 1-1 pitch home. Same spot, same result. Downstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Somm trying to paint that bottom of the zone. He's not getting that low strike from John DiGirolamo behind the plate.
Clark at third, Brannigan at first. No hits in this inning, but Wareham with 2 on and 1 out. Trying to add to their 3-2 lead. 2-1 runner goes, and a swing and a foul over the hill, over towards Nauset Regional Middle School. And it's 2-2 to Cade Kern. So Brannigan takes the jog back to first. Only 1 stolen base for him. And we'll see if Guillemette throws. He looked like he faked he was going to throw. Coming up, swung the arm. With a runner at third, 2-2. Runner stays at first, and a swing and another foul onto the hill. The 8-9 spots of Kern and Jarvis trying to produce with 1 out. Top 6, Wareham 3, Orleans 2. Clark at third, Brannigan at first. The 2-2. And a swing and a foul straight back. And Somm and Kern in a battle. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming. The wind is quiet, the lights are on, and the Firebirds trying to start a 3-game homestand with a win in their final matchup against Wareham. 2-2, runner goes. Strike 3 on the outside. The throw to second is in the dirt in front of the second baseman, Chatinier. He throws home. That's wide of Garrett Guillemette. And back to the backstop. It ricochets over towards the on-deck circle of Wareham. In to score on the play comes Kellum Clark. As Guillemette's throw over was mishandled by Chatinier. And taking advantage was Kellum Clark coming home from third. And it is now 4-2, Wareham over Orleans.
Just an odd play where they send the runner Brannigan to second, and on the throwdown, able to score was Clark.
First pitch to the left-handed batter, Jim Jarvis, is a strike. No balls and 1 strike to him.
And then Chanier had the chance to get Clark trying to come home, but that throw was way wide to the left of Guillemette, and it allows Brannigan to go to third, so that'll be an E4 on Chanier.
A 1 and a swing and a foul. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. So Kellum Clark comes home by reaching second on an E7. Goes to third on a wild pitch and comes home on an E4. Brannigan into second and then on to third on the throwing error. With 2 outs after Kern was caught looking. 0-2. Strike 3 at the top of the zone. Down goes Jim Jarvis. That's 3 straight strikeouts to close the inning for Jake Somm, but a run does come across here at Eldridge Park. Wareham pads their lead. It's 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Firebirds down a pair to the Gatemen.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Welcome back to the Birds Broadcast Network. So glad you could join us for this Saturday night matchup between the Orleans Firebirds and the Wareham Gatemen. The Gatemen adding a run to their lead in the top of the 6th inning. They now lead 4-2 over Orleans. And in stands Jack Bulger, the sophomore out of Vanderbilt, as the right-handed batter digs in to open up the bottom of the 6th. Lefty on righty, Schmeltz deals. Bulger takes the ball away. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Jack Bulger coming back from injury and was unable to make a play on a fly ball to left. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Back in the top of the inning. And would come back to bite the Birds as Clark would come around to score. The 1-1. Low. 2 balls and a strike. Jack Bulger going to Vanderbilt from DeMatha Catholic High School, a powerhouse high school in Maryland. 2-1. Misses away. 3 balls and a strike. Bulger, though, coming from Maryland to Vanderbilt, that's not a very traditional route. Maryland's not known for their baseball, especially when it's cold most of the year. 3-1. Swing and a foul tap into the glove of Frechette, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Bulger actually befriended a couple players on the Class A affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, the Bowie Bay Sox. 3-2. And he swings and fouls one back. And that's where his love for baseball began. House sits awfully close to Prince George Stadium, where the Bay Sox play. And one of the friends he made was Eric Crozer, who would be called up by the Blue Jays and taught Bulger a lot. 3-2. He fouls another one straight back. Wareham 4, Orleans 2. Bases empty, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. Bulger would eventually get to take at-bats at Prince George Stadium and train with some of the players for the AAA affiliate for the Orioles. There's the 3-hole hitter for Vanderbilt, the 3-2. And he takes ball 4 low, and he'll jog down to first. As up comes the tying run, Garrett Guillemette with 1 on and nobody out. Bulger able to do what not a lot of players from Maryland who play baseball have done, and that's go to a top SEC program, as we're going to get a pinch runner here. Jared McKenzie comes on. That's going to do it for Bulger. He'll jog back into the dugout. And McKenzie, who was in that collision with Bulger, back at Wareham just over a week ago, and back with the Birds. Great to see those two in the lineup. As McKenzie takes his lead from first in the right-handed batter, Guillemette looks on towards Schmeltz. First pitch home. And Guillemette swings and sends one way up there into shallow right field. Second baseman Jarvis going back into the outfield grass. He'll reach up and make the two-handed catch. One pitch, one out. Guillemette retired, and up comes the 9-hole hitter, David Marcano. Jared McKenzie at first, pinch running for Jack Bulger. Wareham 4, Orleans 2 with one out and one on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Marcano singled his last time up. Right-handed batter looks on. The opening offering, no, a throw down to first, and McKenzie back on his feet. David Marcano coming into this game just 1 for 14 in his last 4 games. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Another throw to first, and Jared McKenzie back on his feet. McKenzie only 3 stolen bases on the summer, and just had 3 in the spring of 2021 with Baylor, but he's got great speed compared to Bulger, who's coming off that leg injury. Opening offering, and Marcano swings and pops one up onto the hill for a souvenir. In the count, no balls and 1 strike. That one hit for Marcano in his last 4 games, a solo home run over the left field wall, as he looks to do the same. 0-1 to David, and he swings and rolls one on the ground towards short. To shortstop Brannigan, can't field it cleanly. He'll throw to first on a hop, and not in time. A hot shot on the ground, and Jake Brannigan at short just unable to scoop it up off the dirt with ease. That's the 3rd error of the game on the Wareham Gatemen, the 5th between these two teams. And what has been a sloppy game here at Eldridge Park. And the top of the lineup comes to bat. It's Peyton Chatinier with the tying runs on the base paths. Marcano will reach on the E6. Right-handed batter looks towards Schmeltz with 2 on and 1 out. Opening offering. Takes a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Wareham 4, Orleans 2. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Aiden Chatinier, who singled back in the 4th, looking for his 2nd hit of the night. Schmeltz is 0-1. Chatinier ropes one down the left field line. Foul. Looked like it was headed for the corner. And a couple of RBIs headed the way of Peyton Chatinier. Instead, he'll walk back to the batter's box as he flips his bat with his right hand. And away to 0-2 pitch.
Looks like the scoreboard has given credit for a hit, actually. So Marcano at first. And I think it's because the ground ball was so deep in the hole, and that he was thinking about going to second anyway on that play.
0-2. Gets back to the backstop, and on to third goes Jared McKenzie, and to second goes David Marcano. A wild pitch that flies over the head of the catcher for Chet, and a single can tie this game up for Peyton Chatinier with 2 in scoring position and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wareham and their final visit to Eldridge Park, the final game of this regular season between these two teams. Can Orleans even the season series and get a win? 1-2. Chatinier swings and skies one down the right field line, over into foul territory, towards the hill, and it's into the seats. the front row of the lawn chairs down the right field line, just past the foul pole. Or just past the light pole, excuse me, where the netting ends. And Peyton Chatinier awaits another 1-2 pitch. McKenzie 90 feet away at third. David Marcano 180 at second. And the leadoff man, Chatinier, who is batting .353 with runners on base this summer. Bring him home. 1-2. Swing and a miss. A big curveball gets Chatinier chasing. And a huge second out. That's strikeout number 3 for Garrett Schmeltz. And it's up to Luke Keischel, who is 2 for 3 today.
It's such a good-looking curveball. It has a big arc to it, and almost it looks so enticing that you're going to get all of it, but it drops at the last second. And Chatinier out in front. And now Luke Keischel, the hottest hitter right now in the Firebirds lineup. Can he deliver and potentially tie up the score?
Lefty on righty, the first pitch home. Keischel swings, rolls one on the ground towards Brannigan at short. He gloves it cleanly. The throw to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. Keischel is retired, and that will do it. The Firebirds get 2 runners on. They do not get a hit, and they leave both stranded. We'll go to Gareth Kwok to finish things off here at Eldridge Park. He'll have the final 3 innings. But first, Noah Searson. Noah, take it away. What do you got?
Yeah, appreciate it, Carlo. So a lot of people always wonder, how do they recruit players to the Cape Cod Baseball League? Is it Kelly? Is it somebody else? And the answer is it's kind of a mixture of all that. It's usually connections between the coaches here and head coaches at their colleges. But the newest Firebird, Jared Southard from University of Texas, kind of has a cool connection. He actually got here because he knew strength and conditioning coach Alex Simone and was actually the first person he worked with when Alex started his work down in Texas. Jared started working with him as a senior and said he had been following him on Instagram. And then once he saw he was down in Texas, hit him up in the DMs and said, hey, I'd love to work with you. So he's been working with Alex since then on training, kind of getting his body right, getting that velocity up as a pitcher. And then he gets here on the Cape. And as Kelly said earlier, he's already the de facto closer number 2 almost for this team, as Nick Wallerstedt has kind of taken over that 1 role, and he comes in, throws gas, and Jared has taken that 2 role, as we saw in the big win against Brewster just a couple days ago. So just a kind of cool inside look to see how Firebirds end up getting here. It's a lot of different connections, but this one was between the strength and conditioning coach, Coach Alex, and Jared, working together from when he was a high school senior all the way into Orleans now, guys.
All right, thanks, Noah. Back here at the broadcast table as Tres Gonzalez leads off against Jake Somm. First pitch rolled to second. Chatinier fields a belt high, gloves it, throws to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. Jared McKenzie remaining in the game for the Firebirds. He replaces Jack Bolger out in left. The Baylor left fielder takes over here in the top of the 7th with the Firebirds down by 2. Gatemen 4, Firebirds 2. Jake Somm, who has already pitched 2 2/3 innings out of the bullpen. Tommy Troy stands in. First pitch is a high strike with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. Troy has reached base all 3 times tonight. 2 hits and a walk as 0-1. Fastball low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. A guy who has just found a way to get on base every time he faces against the Orleans Firebirds. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good changeup from Somm, and it's now 1-2 with Owen Diodati on deck for the Gatemen. Game number 26 on the schedule for Orleans. Trying to get back to 500 here. 1-2. Right down the middle. Strike 3 call with the slider. And for Jake Somm, that is 5 strikeouts for the UCLA left-hander. And there's 2 away now here in the 7th inning. So how about Jake Somm? He's retired the last 5 straight. And here's the left-handed bat of Diodati, who on the first pitch, foul tips it into the glove of Guillemette for strike one. Diodati is 0 for 2 tonight, I should say. He does have an RBI sac fly to right back in the third. 0-1 is a changeup low and away for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has also struck out 2 times. 0-1. Off the end of the bat, cued foul onto the roof of the Wareham dugout on the third base side, and it's now 1-2. Firebirds in the bottom of the 7th will have DeLauder, Locklear, and Costello, the 3, 4, and 5 batters due up. Som ready, the 1-2. Fastball just misses the outside corner. 2-2. Orleans looking to even the season series at 2 apiece in 2021. 2-2. Good changeup, but it's low to Diodati. It's now 3-2. Jake Som back out on the mound for the first time in almost a week. 3-2. Line drive down the left field line. This is going to be a fair ball, and it rolls into the corner. McKenzie falls down, and he will throw it back in, but Diodati will hold at first anyway. And so a 2-out hit for the Alabama left fielder, and here comes now Cameron James. Diodati at first. Here's James, who's 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts, and it's flown out to center. First pitch, James pops one up foul behind the netting. It's 0-1. To the Mississippi State third baseman, Cameron James. James, as a matter of fact, for the national champion Bulldogs, he was the one that recorded the final out in that decisive Game 3 in Omaha. 0-1. Fly ball hit well to left field. Backing up is McKenzie. Still backing up right at the fence. He leaps. And did he make the catch, or is it gone? Is there a signal from the umpire? Now the signal is made, and it's a home run. 2-run home run for Cameron James into the Wareham bullpen in left center field. And Wareham has extended the lead now to 4. It's 6-2 Gatemen in the 7th.
So hard to tell if that ball is going to leave the park or stay in. It looked like McKenzie had a shot at it. He leaped and gave his full effort. Took a big shot at the hip from the fence. Got up slowly, but all right.
2-run home run for James, his first of the summer. And now the first pitch to Kellum Clark is lined into left center field for a base hit. Well, after setting 5 in a row, Jake Som has now allowed the next 3 to reach. And that one from James hurt. 2-run deficit now at 4. And Orleans, with not much time left to come back, as here is Brannigan now. Right-handed batter from Notre Dame. First pitch is at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. 2 runs here in the 7th for Wareham. They scored a run in the 6th. They scored 2 runs in the 4th, and they scored another run in the 3rd. They've been just chipping away each and every inning. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 87-mile-an-hour fastball past Brannigan, and it's 0-2. A ground out to second, a strikeout looking, and then a single by Diodati, and then a 2-run home run by James out of Mississippi State to left center, and then a single by Clark. 0-2, poked foul off the screen, and it remains 0-2. Nobody getting loose in the bullpen for the Firebirds. Look over at first. 0-2 from Som is low and in for ball 1. So Kelly Nicholson is letting Somm take over and letting him get his pitches, his batters. After last appearing against YD on Sunday. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner goes, and it's a ground ball through the right side into center field for a base hit. Clark was running on that pitch over to third, and Brannigan at first. A perfectly executed hit and run that went right past Chanier, who was over to cover second on the stolen base attempt, and Brannigan shoots it past Chanier, and now here comes pitching coach Matt Troop.
4 straight hits, all with 2 outs, and the Wareham Gatemen, you said it, Gareth, a perfectly executed hit and run, pulling Chanier off of what should have been a routine third out. And so Jake Somm gives up the 2-run home run that pushes this lead from 2 to 4. Still in reach, though, but Firebirds need a big out here with a runner at third and first. You cannot allow Wareham to tack on any more and continue to build the advantage.
Matt Troop finishing things over with Jake Somm. But right now, a 6-2 ball game, and Somm has to keep it that way, or else this might get out of hand. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Firebirds beginning this 3-game homestand.
Looks like
this weekend.
Connor Housley's getting warm. Sorry, Gareth, out in the pen.
So Housley, the right-hander, getting loose. Will likely come after Somm after his outing is done. First pitch to the right-handed batter Frechette out of George Washington University. It's a fastball on the outside corner taken for strike 1. Nothing in 1-2 Frechette, who's 0 for 3 with an RBI groundout in the 4th. 0-1. The pitch. Inside. Count even at 1. Flagpole out in right center field. Silent. And it's now pitch black here at Eldridge Park beyond the fence. Dark night sky. As here's the 1-1 from Somm. Frechette swinging a foul back to the netting. One and 2.
You feel that home run from James kind of sucked the energy out of Eldridge Park. It is dead quiet except for Birdman, but you can bet on 10 times out of 10 for him to be screaming.
1 and 2. The pitch. Runner goes from first, and another ground ball. This time softly hit to second. Chanier to his left. Now throws to first, and it's in time. And the inning is over. Wareham plates home 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 stranded as we head now to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time here from Orleans. It's 6-2 Gatemen when we come back. Back here at Eldridge Park, 7th inning stretch. The kids have sung "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And Orleans will bring up DeLauder, Locklear, and Costello. The 3, 4, and 5 bats dude up against Garrett Schmeltz. And the left-hander from Louisville from the University of Louisville has been terrific. 3 innings of scoreless relief since coming on in the 4th for Paul Skeens, the starting pitcher. And so Orleans with some work to do. Down 4. They've had plenty of opportunities tonight, 2 runs on 7 hits. But they've also been sloppy defensively. I mean, it's just been a sloppy game defensively from both sides, which has been, for whatever reason, the theme every single game. Lots of wild pitches, walks, and errors. And Kelly Nicholson certainly will not be pleased from the wild pitches, errors, and he hit by pitches, all that standpoint. But Orleans, though, still with an opportunity, down 4.
Yeah, the one constant in the games between these two teams has been the hecticness. You mentioned it, all the free 90s that are being given out, and it's uncharacteristic of Wareham and Orleans. Both these teams, 2 of the best on the Cape in terms of fielding percentage.
Lefty versus lefty as DeLauder stands in. First pitch is a curveball that almost hits him in the helmet as he tries to duck out of the way. And it goes for ball 1. Jace is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out swinging and has bounced out to third and short. 1-0. Curveball right at the knees for a called strike 1. 1-1 at 74 miles an hour. Garrett Schmeltz, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, fastball. Nips the outside for strike 2 called. 1-2.
And DeLauder 0 for 4 yesterday and 0 for 3 to open up this game. He wants a hit.
1-2. Breaking ball, check swing. Did he go around? Yes. Says third base umpire Mike Rabideau on the appeal. DeLauder goes down for the second time tonight on strikes. And there's one away here in the 7th.
Yeah, 2 strikeout game for Chase DeLauder, which is awfully rare. DeLauder so far this season with Orleans, just 12 strikeouts in his 89 at-bats. So just an off night for the Orleans Firebirds' best hitter.
Here's Tyler Locklear now, right-handed batter from VCU. Takes first pitch low in the dirt for ball 1. Locklear trying to inject some energy into this Firebirds dugout and into the crowd right now. He led off the second with a solo home run to open up the scoring in this ball game. 1-0. Big curveball on the outside, taken for strike 1. 1-1. And right now, that's about a 15 to 16 mile per hour difference between Schmeltz's fastball and his curveball. The 1-1. Foul back to the screen. And it's 1-2 to the VCU first baseman Locklear.
Well, if there's one guy who can inject some energy into Eldridge Park, it's Tyler Locklear.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Schmeltz from the line deals, and it's tapped foul along the third base side. He stays alive. 1-2. With Jeff Costello on deck. Schmeltz ready from the line, the 1-2. And Locklear foul tips it into the glove of the catcher Frechette for strike 3. 5th strikeout for the lefty Schmeltz, and he has been dealing out of the bullpen for the Wareham Gatemen, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, and Schmeltz has now tied his longest outing of the summer for Wareham. He went 3 2/3 against Chatham in their 4-4 tie back on July 9th.
First pitch to Costello, rolled to second, fielded by Jarvis, sets his feet, tosses over to first, inning over. 1-2-3, 7th inning thrown by Garrett Schmeltz. As we head now to the 8th, it's Wareham 6, Orleans 2 here on the Birds Broadcast Network when we return.
Let's go around the Cape and give you scores from the other games in action today. 2 completed, 3 coming towards the end. Let's start with the ones that are done. Brewster, a 5-2 win over YD at Red Wilson Field. The top team in the East picks up another win. Final at Lowell Park. Falmouth defeats Katuitt 9-4. That one in 6 innings at Lowell Park. 3 hours, no lights there. An absolute shootout in the top of the 8th at White House Field. 27 combined runs and an 18-9 Harwich lead over Hyannis. Boy, the Harbor Hawks know how to hit, but unfortunately they have given up 18 runs to Harwich. Harwich giving Orleans a run for their money for most runs scored in a game. Firebirds had 19 against Brewster back here at home earlier in the month. Top of the 9th at Veterans Field, the Bourne Braves hanging on by a shoestring. 2-1 lead over Chatham in the top of the 9th there. Braves looking for the 21st win of the season. And the bottom of the 7th here, and it's Wareham 6 and Orleans 2. That's what's going on around the Cape on this Saturday night. 5 games played today between all 10 teams, and 3 of them winding down. 2 are done.
All right, thanks for that. Around the Cape League score update. Top 8, Wareham up by 4, 6-2 the score over the Firebirds. And Jake Som's night is done. He goes 3 1/3 innings out of the bullpen, allows 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 were earned with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. And now here comes the right-hander from Kennesaw State University, Connor Housley. Housley, who is making his 9th appearance on the summer. He has a 10.56 ERA. In 7 2/3 innings, has 7 strikeouts over 7 walks. He's been knocked around a little bit so far this summer and has last appeared on Wednesday against Brewster, where he only pitched 2/3 of an inning and allowed 3 earned runs and allowed 2 walks as well. So Connor trying to work on his control here. I think the issue with him has been the walks as well as just trying to locate his spots. He hasn't gone a ton of innings tonight, or I should say this season. Only 5 of his 8 appearances, have gone less than 1 inning. First pitch to Cade Kern is a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
Yeah, from Housley, you're going to see a fastball that tops out at 94. Slider, changeup, the off-speed.
Slider runs inside, 1-1.
Slider is going to be at 79 to 82, and the changeup 81 to 84.
1-1 pitch. Slider, and Kern gets a piece of it off the end of the bat. 1-2.
Going to see a slider a lot more to right-handed hitters than lefties, also for Housley.
From the windup, 1-2. And a fastball that goes to the backstop for ball 2. Almost hits him in the helmet. Also almost hit the bat as well, with Kern trying to get out of the way. It's 2-2, the count to Cade Kern. Housley deals, and Kern lifts one deep to left field. McKenzie near the wall, at the wall, and he makes the catch. McKenzie robs a home run from Cade Kern right at that short porch and left. 1 away.
And that's a huge out for Orleans and for the confidence of Connor Housley. And that bat where he almost clips Kern in the head. And a nice play by McKenzie. It wasn't a dramatic robbery of a home run necessarily. McKenzie kind of set up and then leaped at the last moment. Didn't have to get too high, but a robbery of a home run nonetheless. And the Firebirds with a first big out.
Here's the second baseman, Jim Jarvis, left-handed batter from Alabama. And on the first pitch, he lines a single in the right field on the breaking ball. As the throw comes in to first, the tag by Locklear. He's out! Costello catches Jarvis around first, 2 away.
That's the second time this season in Jeff Costello's short stint with Orleans that he has caught a runner off the back. I mean, he has been heads up over there at first, and in right field, and him and Tyler Locklear have been on the same page. And a nice play for out number 2, and Housley a chance for a 1-2-3 inning.
Here's Gonzalez. Fastball on the first pitch in tight for ball 1. So it'll go as a single and then a assist for Costello at first, 1-0. In the dirt, but Gonzalez with a check swing, and he won the round on the appeal. Says third base umpire Mike Rabideau, 1-1. And like you talked about, Carlo, that's a play that Costello has made before. He just kind of waits and makes it seem like he's going to throw it back to the infield casually, only for him then to deke the runner and throw it back to first, and they get the runner. Gonzalez takes a 1-1 slider low and in, 2-1.
So Housley, in his 2 outs he's recorded, he's given up the single, then the throw out, and then a robbery of a home run by Jared McKenzie.
2-1, fastball at the knees, a called strike 2 at 92 miles an hour, 2-2. Connor Housley trying to have on the verge of another, or of a good bounce back performance for him. The 2-2. Slowly chopped to second. Chanier fields it off his knee, throws to first, and that's the inning. A nice inning for Connor Housley. Avoids some trouble with the fly ball to left field and then the base hit and the throw out from Costello. But he faces the minimum in the top of the 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Firebirds have some work to do. It's Acton, Bolger, Acton, McKenzie, and Guillemette, the 6, 7, and 8 batters when we return. Welcome back to the Birds Broadcast Network here on this Saturday night. Beautiful night here at Eldridge Park. It's now gotten much cooler considerably, hovering around the 70s, and not too muggy as well, as no wind right now here at Eldridge Park, and it's a 6-2 ball game. Wareham out in front, and a new pitcher now for the Gatemen, and Garrett Schmeltz, the left-hander, who pitched brilliantly in relief with 4 shutout innings out of the bullpen. And he will now give way to the right-hander, the sophomore from Sacramento State, Eli Saul, a 6'5", 215-pound right-hander from Vancouver, British Columbia. And he faces off against Corey Acton, and the first pitch is up high and outside for ball 1, 1-0.
From Saul, you're going to see a fastball that is 90-94, slider and a changeup as well.
1-0 pitch. Golfed foul down the left field line off the bat of Acton, 1-1.
Slider sits low 80s, changeup more mid-80s. He struggles with command, though, this past spring. Both righties and lefties hit above 320 against him.
1-1. Acton takes up high, 2-1. Saul was considered to be Sac State's best rising prospect heading into this season, but he had a rough year as the Hornets Sunday starter. He had an 8.82 ERA in 13 starts. Swing and a miss on the 2-1 with the fastball, and it's now 2-2. 50 innings pitched, had 38 strikeouts and 21 walks. And he only lasted more than 5 innings just 3 times this season for Sacramento State. The 2-2 is swung on and fouled off the pole. That is right in front of us here, and it's 2-2.
We're lucky that didn't take a bad ricochet.
I was wondering where the ball went. It hit squarely off that metal pole right to Carlo Jimenez's left as 2-2 pitch, popped up foul on the Route 28 down the left field line. 2-2. Corey Acton today is 1 for 3 with the RBI infield single in the 3rd. Only his 2nd run batted in of the summer. Saul from the windup, 2-2. Fastball low, 3-2 at 94 miles an hour. Firebirds will take base runners in any way, shape, or form here. Down 4. They need guys on base. 3-2. Acton grounds one up the middle. Diving stop into center field as Jarvis unable to hold it. Corey Acton picks up his second hit of the ball game. And here comes now Jared McKenzie.
You mentioned it, Gareth. Firebirds need base runners, down 4 runs, and that's a good way to start against Eli Saul, who has been a different story than in his time at Sac State last year. Hasn't given up a run in his last 4 innings of work and has looked a lot more in control against Cape League opponents.
Here's McKenzie. Entered the game in the 6th as a pinch runner for Jack Bolger. Now first at bat tonight. First pitch popped up in the infield. The shortstop Brannigan calling for it right on the edge of the infield grass to the left of second base, and he makes the catch. 1 away. And here comes Garrett Gillimet now, the catcher from USC. At first is Acton. First pitch to Gilly is a fastball at the knees for a called strike 1, 0-1. Gillimet's 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a pop out to second. 0-1. The offering. Ground ball slowly hit to second. Could be a pair. They tag out Acton at second and a throw to first in time, a double play. Jim Jarvis with the 4-3 double play, inning over as Eli Saul faces the minimum and puts the Firebirds off the scoreboard in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th with Wareham up 6-2, and let's now send it over to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, who's got the...
Yeah, I appreciate it, Gareth. So we had a trivia question after the 3rd inning. The question today was, in the last 20 years, how many Orleans Firebirds have led the league in home runs? We threw it up on Twitter, and nobody got it right this time. A bit of a trick question. The answer is actually 0. For as many great ball players who have come through Orleans, as many MLB players, and even guys that are on, potentially Hall of Fame tracks, nobody has led the league in home runs. Tyler Locklear, who now leads the league in home runs with about the quarter of the season left, looking to become the first one since the record books go back about 20 years. So definitely a storyline to watch. Tyler Locklear looking to become the first, but again, trivia question, nobody's done it yet. So we'll see if Tyler can do it. We got 9th inning. Hopefully the Firebirds can get a little offense going in the bottom of the inning. Housley shutting them down in the top. So I'll send it back to you in the booth, Gareth.
All right, thanks so much, Noah Searson. And yes, it was a trick question for today's trivia. No Firebirds have led the league in home runs at the end of the year, but Tyler Locklear, and luckily for Firebirds fans, there's 2 guys in the running, Tyler Locklear and Chase DeLauder, and they'll have to fight their way against Owen Diodati of Wareham, who is due up second in this 9th inning. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 batters, Tommy Troy, Owen Diodati, and Cameron James, due up against Connor Housley, who is back out on the hill and looking to keep this deficit at 4 after facing the minimum in the top of the 8th.
And, the Firebirds down 4 runs here. This game, they'd need a great offensive explosion at the bottom of the 9th. Not out of reach, but this is an important top of the 9th for Connor Housley. You talk about a guy who, in the last 7 batters he had faced coming into this game, had only retired 2. And his last 2 outings had given up 4 runs. If he can go 2 innings of scoreless baseball, that would be huge.
First pitch to Troy is a fastball outside, ball 1. We've seen the potential from Connor Housley. He's got hard-throwing stuff. For him, it's just the command aspect, as the slider on the 1-0 is a little bit outside and low. 2-0. Mostly a guy that comes in for short spurts, but here trying to go 2. 2-0, Troy skies one in the infield. Locklear, the first baseman, calling for it, and he makes the catch almost stumbling a little bit off to his right. Connor Housley was about to take that pop-up before Locklear at the very last second says, I got it. And there's one gone in the 9th.
Well, as long as somebody's got it, I'm happy.
Tyler Locklear making the play, and now here comes Diodati. The Wareham left fielder, first pitch, sees a slider, find the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Diodati 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts, an RBI sac fly to right, and then a single to left. Pops one up foul on the Route 28 and into the trees. It's quickly 0-2.
And now Housley with some pitches to play with against the most dangerous hitter in the Wareham lineup.
From the windup, 0-2. Tapped foul off of Diodati's foot. Firebirds telling Housley to toss it over to first just in case that was a ground ball. Umpires say it's a foul ball. And that appeared to be the case from our vantage point here behind home plate as well. So he'll stick at 0-2. Connor Housley throws. Swing and a miss. Diodati goes down for the 3rd time tonight on strikes, and Connor Housley picks up his first strikeout of the night. And there's 2 away here in the 9th.
And Housley looks in so much more control here in the 9th inning. He is taking command, getting ahead of hitters. And now trying to go 1-2-3.
First pitch to Cameron James is a slider on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. A 1 pitch. James fouls it off home plate, and it's 0-2.
We'll see if Housley can set down James and keep this a 4-run game.
0-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul down the right field line out of play. And onto the hill. It's 0-2.
Jared Southard looks like he's pretty much warmed up in the pen. I'd imagine Kelly Nicholson's going to let Connor Housley ride this one out.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Connor Housley with his 2nd strikeout and his best outing yet. 2 shutout innings from the right-hander and the future Kennesaw State pitcher. Orleans has some work to do, down 4 as we head to the bottom of the 9th with Wareham up 6-2. Last chance for the Firebirds when we come back on the Birds Broadcast Network. Bottom 9, last opportunity for the Firebirds to either tie this game or send everybody home. They need 4 to tie, 5 to win, and Justin Mickness is serving as a pinch hitter here for David Marcano in the 9 spot against Eli Saul, the right-hander from Sac State, and the left-handed bat from Kent State waves and misses on the first pitch, 0-1. The 0-1 to Mickness is another swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2 to to Justin. Justin, who's been seeing the ball real well the last several games for the Firebirds, hitting .257 on the summer. Swings at the 0-2 and fouls one off. And it remains 0-2. Currently on a 4-game hitting streak. He's got 9 hits and 35 at-bats, trying to spark a rally here and reach for Peyton Chanier. From the line, the 0-2. And a fastball just misses the outside at 94 miles an hour. 1-2. Firebirds struck first in the second with a home run by Tyler Locklear. But it fell behind as the game has progressed. Another 1-2 fastball just misses the outside at 95 miles an hour. 2-2. Orleans grabbed a run in the second and third, but have not scored since. And Wareham has just continued to tack on to their lead. 2-2. McNiss off the end of the bat, pops it foul down the left field line. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just 3 hits for the Firebirds since the third inning. Birdman Bob, though, still out there in right center, cheering on. 2-2 pitch up high. 3-2. Are you okay, Carlo Jimenez?
I just wish I had as much energy as Birdman.
Birdman out on the first base hill. He doesn't care what the score is. He's still cheering on. 3-2. And it's a fastball outside. Ball 4. And hey, McNiss aboard.
Birdman, the score could be 19-2, and he'd be yelling the same. And I love him for it. I mean, there is not a better fan in the Cape than Birdman. And
better mascot in the Cape than Birdman.
I will die on that hill.
Out on the right field hill, standing up, he's got the costume on, and he's just yelling. He's letting the Wareham Gatemen hear it. Benjamin Blackwell's going to come in and pinch run for Justin McNiss. First pitch to Chanier is a swing and a miss, 0-1.
I mean, you want to talk about the dedication of Birdman. He sat through our hour-and-a-half delay yesterday on the road.
And he was still cheering on the Firebirds.
Late into the night.
0-1. Topped foul toward the Wareham dugout. It's 0-2. Go Birds, as he likes to say. It's 0-2 Chanier today.
He never says it, he screams it.
Okay, that's true. 0-2 pitch, Chanier swing and a miss as he chases on the breaking ball. And there's one away in the 9th. Luke Keishel will dig in now with a runner on first and 1 away. Eli Saul trying to close things out for the Wareham Gatemen as they try and pick up their 10th win of the summer. Keishel has had another great day at the plate. He's 2 for 4. First pitch is chopped foul down the left field line, 0-1. So Chanier goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Eli Saul. McNiss drew the walk to lead off the inning. Blackwell's the pinch runner at first. 0-1 to Keishel. Swing and a miss on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2. Stay tuned for our Birds postgame show coming up right after the final pitch. We'll have postgame wrap and exclusive interviews here on the Birds postgame show. So stay tuned. And then tomorrow, the Firebirds host Hyannis, 5:30 first pitch, 5:15 pregame. And the 0-2 is a slider swung on and missed. Strike 3. Eli Saul with back-to-back strikeouts in Orleans is now down to their final out. DeLauder today hitless in 4 at-bats. Trying to stay alive and keep the game alive for the Firebirds. First pitch, Fly ball hit well to left field. Going back is Diodati, still looking up. It is gone. DeLauder goes opposite field. And he and Tyler Locklear are tied together for the league lead in home runs. That's his 8th on the summer. RBIs 16 and 17, and it's a 2-run game. Wareham 6, Orleans 4.
We got a whole new ball game. Jackson Thomas telling us 99 off the bat, 342 over the wall. And all of a sudden, the Firebirds can get a runner on. They'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Tyler Locklear on the first pitch, swings and fouls one back to the screen, 0-1. So Chase showing off that opposite field power once again. No doubter to left, 0-1. Locklear takes a slider up high and in, 1-1. If they can get Locklear on here, we'll get the tying run up at the plate, 1-1. Look out. High fastball almost takes Locklear's head off. 2-1.
Firebirds on the wrong end of a walk-off last night. Can they be on the right end tonight?
2-1. Swing and a miss. And now Firebirds down to their final strike. There have been 3 home runs in this game, 2 from Orleans off the bats of DeLauder and Locklear, and 1 from Cameron James of Wareham. The 2-2. On the inside corner, strike 3 called. Home plate umpire John DiGirolamo rings up Locklear, and that'll do it. The Wareham Gatemen take the season series over the Orleans Firebirds 3-1. As Eli Saul closes it out, and the Wareham Gatemen win it by a final score of 6-4 here on this Saturday night. Saul strikes out the side in the 9th inning, and the Firebirds' late inning rally is stopped. Stay tuned for the Birds post-game show with Gareth Kwok. We'll try and get Corey Acton here on our broadcast table, and Noah Searson will get Tyler Locklear and Connor Housley as our post-game guests. But Firebirds with 4 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. Wareham with 6 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors. And the Firebirds fall to a record of 10, 12, and 4. Meanwhile, the Wareham Gatemen go to a record of 10, 14, and 4. And for Orleans, they lose game 1 of this 3-game homestand, and they will be back at it tomorrow at Hyannis, 5:30 first pitch, with pregame at 5:15. And we'll have it right for you here on the Birds Broadcast Network. But for the Firebirds, simply just too many mistakes and too many miscues. The pitching wasn't up to par for the most part today, and also defensively not great as well. And the Firebirds bats didn't muster enough offense late in the game until the very end. And Noah Searson's going to go grab Tyler Locklear in just a sec. And so, Noah, whenever you're ready, take it away with Tyler Locklear.
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. So I'm on the sidelines here with Tyler Locklear. And Tyler, I know the game didn't necessarily end how you guys would have liked to, but going to the beginning of the game, you kind of caught a good barrel there, got the home run, and you've been on a little bit of a tear recently. So when you think about, the last week and reflect on how you've been hitting, what's been clicking so well during that stretch?
Just trying to hit early in the count, trying to get good pitches to hit, and kind of stay patient, just be on time to everything.
Well, and this team overall has done pretty well offensively. That's 21 hits in the past 2 games. And when you hear that, you think that means W's in the win column. Unfortunately, hasn't amounted to that for the Firebirds. So when you think about, the fact that the team has actually done pretty well offensively, pitching's been working pretty well, and, you're playing good baseball, how do you continue that and try to maybe squeak across a couple more runs in the column and grab that win?
Honestly, I just feel like we're just waiting for the big hit. We're just not getting it at this point. Just staying confident. All these guys can hit. Like, as you said, 21 hits in 2 games. Like, we can hit, obviously. We just need to get the big one and just stay confident in ourselves.
So then is that dictate a change in the mentality at all, or is this a situation where, baseball is kind of a funny game, and while it may not be your night one night, the next night you could have a massive outburst and equate to a win?
You put it perfectly. Like, baseball's a weird game. Like, one day you do get the big hit and you get a lot of them, you score a lot of runs. The other, they just don't come across, and you get what you did in the last 2 games and just can't put enough runs together, sadly.
Well, 2 hard-fought games didn't end how you would have liked to necessarily, but got the big hit. And like you said, offense is confident at an all-time high. Tyler, thank you so much for your time tonight. Good luck the rest of the night. We'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully you can grab a win in the W column. Gareth, that's all I got from the sidelines for now. I'll probably grab Connor Housley, hopefully, but I'll send it back to you in the booth for another interview.
All right, thanks so much, Noah Sears and Gareth Walk, alongside the future Georgia Bulldog, Corey Acton. And Corey, good game for you. You went 2 for 4 with an RBI infield hit. You've been seeing the ball a lot better the last several games for the Firebirds. I mean, what's just been working for you at the plate?
Personally, I feel like I've simplified my swing a lot. I have a bunch of coaches. Kelly's with me, working with me, trying to stay up the middle, and, it's really been working, that approach.
Well, this has been 2 weeks now that you've been an Orleans Firebird. You used to be a Harwich Mariner, but now with Orleans 2 weeks in, I mean, what have you liked the most just about being with the team here?
Mainly I just like the guys. They are super welcoming right when I came. Kelly's a great coach. He really makes me feel welcome when I came here, and that was the biggest thing for me. It's a big switch from Harwich to Orleans, but I feel like I've flourished here, honestly.
Well, you were formerly a Florida Gator, and you're staying in the SEC. You're going to the University of Georgia as a Georgia Bulldog. Michael Polk, also a fellow Georgia Bulldog. I mean, what are you most excited about headed to Athens?
Honestly, just a new start. Polk has made me feel welcome here. I'm just excited to start in Georgia and see where that takes me, honestly.
Well, Corey, good game for you. We'll see you tomorrow at Hyannis, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Corey, you're good to go. Thanks again, as Noah Searson's going to go grab Connor Housley in just a second here, but appreciate Corey taking some time, and he's come in and done a nice job as the Orleans DH for the most part. He's been out there as a designated hitter, playing a little bit of third base as well, and he's been a versatile infielder since coming from Harwich. And he spent a couple weeks there and really struggled at first. But now with Orleans, he's been a lot better at the plate. He's been seeing the ball much better in the box. And it's resulted in him driving in base runners like today, 2 for 4 with an RBI single. And Noah Searson has Connor Housley beside him. Noah, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. So I'm on the sidelines here with Connor Housley. And as far as team outcome goes, not what you would have liked to see, but in that 8th, 9th inning there, you had a really good outing. And you just seemed a bit more confident out there, fastball, a little more command. So, what was it like, getting a little more confidence on the mound there, and what were you feeling tonight?
Well, 2 days ago, I sat down in the video room with Troop, our pitching coach, and we looked at a lot of my misses, slider, fastball, a lot of misses to the left side of the plate. So we made the change and went to the right side of the rubber instead of just critiquing my whole mechanics. But I mean, felt more calm and controlled out there today. Tried not to just light it up. Defense really helped me out there. We had a robbed home run, and then we had a back throw to first base, got an out. So can't thank my defense enough, and just pitching to strikes really helped me out today. So.
Well, and you mentioned Coach Troop. He's immensely helpful for all the pitchers on the roster here and helps develop you guys this summer. But for you personally, how has he helped in your development from the start of the summer to this point and going forward?
Just a big mental game guy. We do mind up before every game. Just really helps you get in the zone, relaxed. That film session really helped me out a lot. I'm actually learning a cutter right now, so I've never tried one in my life. So hopefully I can put that into play maybe next college season. But yeah, he's a great guy. He really helps you out mentally a lot. So.
Well, Connor, 2 shutout innings tonight. Definitely great to see, and hopefully maybe early next week, mid next week, we'll get to see you again. Connor, Thank you so much for your time. I'll let you go. And that's all I got from the sidelines, Gareth, so I'll send it back to you for the conclusion of this broadcast.
All right, thanks so much, Noah Searson. Gareth Kwok back here with Carlo Jimenez as we wrap things up here on the Birds postgame show. And Carlo, Wareham winning 6-4, the final score. They take the season series from the Orleans Firebirds 3-1. Just another, what it seemed like to be a sloppy game for Orleans defensively and pitching-wise as well. Too many free passes, too many wild pitches, and it hurt them for an Orleans team that wasn't able to score from the third inning until the very last ninth, but by then it was too late. Wareham did its job. They kept chipping away, and now they have to look forward to tomorrow against Hyannis, which, they may be last place in the league, but that's a team that beat up on them real good on Monday, and they're looking to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, Hyannis is not a team to take lightly at all. Big play for me. Go back to that 6th inning where Kellum Clark came around to score. He goes to second on the drop ball by Bolger. He goes to third on a wild pitch by Salmon. Comes home on the air by Chatinier. And that's a free run. I mean, that's a 4 bags, and that's just not something you can have if you're Orleans and you're trying to win close games and your backs are against the wall. I mean, if we're being honest, this is a team that doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. There's not a lot of games that you can let slip out of your hands. And you think about last night at Doran Park and then tonight with all these free bases. These are 2 games that, you had a shot to win, and just sloppy play, unable to finish down the stretch. And for the Firebirds, the window gets smaller and smaller, and can they clean it up on the defensive end?
Well, look ahead to tomorrow, Sunday, special start time at 5:30 p.m. First pitch from Eldridge Park as the Hyannis Harbor Hawks visit the Orleans Firebirds for the one and only time on Sunday night. 5:30 first pitch. We'll have pregame for you at 5:15. And that is going to do it for us here from Eldridge Park here on this Saturday night. For my partner, Carlo Jimenez, our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, our producer, Matt Schenfeld, and for our entire production crew, we thank you for tuning in on this Saturday night to this presentation of Orleans Firebirds baseball. The Firebirds fall to the Wareham Gatemen 6-4 here on this Saturday night, and we will see you all tomorrow when Orleans takes on Hyannis on Sunday.